11. Team Liquid took it for themselves, but then Stallions answered back on sub-base, winning in a dominant fashion 10-2. But now we head into New Mexico. What are we thinking?
It's going to be a whole lot less sniping, that's for sure. So it's going to be more of the riflers this time when it comes to the map of New Mexico, and the CQC is going to be very interesting.
Yeah, not only riflers as well. The thing I love about New Mexico, it's one of the few maps we see shotguns come into the mix, controlling that alleyway, and that is so much fun to see.
It's going to be a lot of fun on New Mexico for sure. And just like we talked about of King Zero versus Baisha, you always want to be the team up 2-1.
Yeah, for sure. I mean, being 2-1, especially in this environment, fully knowing what map number 5 is, SDS, that's going to be the goal. Port is going to be very difficult for them. For Liquid, this is going to be possibly the kill shot.
So you're saying Team Liquid, they win New Mexico, they arguably win the series.
Somewhat.
Yeah, I would agree. Port is one of the strongest maps for Team Liquid. So Stallions, if they're going to do this, they've got to do it in a 3-1 fashion, I think.
Well, we're heading into game number 3. It's New Mexico. For Stallions, it is imperative they take this win to lead 2-1. For Team Liquid, equally the same. Arguably, if they can win New Mexico, the series could very well be theirs, and they can crush the key of the Stallions. Who's going to take it? It's Team Stallions versus Team Liquid. Let's head into New Mexico.
Thank you very much, guys. We are ready for New Mexico. We've had a very fun back and forth match already, and map number 3 going to be no different. New Mexico can sometimes start off a little bit passively, but hoping that these two teams can get the party started a little bit earlier on.
Yeah, hopefully so, right? I mean, this is definitely one of those maps in the middle of the best of 5 that you kind of go, okay, like this is going to be the slower one. This is probably the one that's going to be a little bit more long term, right? I mean, we're going to be here for a bit. I mean, this is a fun map, but again, this is where it's not going to be the same where we see, like, you know, the new compound, sub bases and cars, etc., right? So this will be interesting to see how both these teams want to react to this, right? Because again, it's not a map that's overly played all the time, but I do love that it's making its way into the rotation a little bit more often. I love that we get to see this palace pop essentially. And this is where Team Liquid might be able to just go for this. And again, some really good execs that you can get from this position. Ooh, that nade I thought was going to be a lot better. I think KLP unfortunately just missed it just off a little bit by a pixel, but Team Liquid look like they're ready for the 4-1 split.
Yeah, looks like we are actually going to send all 5 members over here. Up top in heaven, dropping on down. Boy and KLP trying to get first contact onto this. But Goken's in the corner, and Weiss going to start off there as KLP gets 1, but this is a good push from the side of TL, as they've been very good at starting off early. But now Noah's joined up into this party and is trying to make it interesting for the side of Stallions. We got another smoke in the doorway, though, and I think TL should be able to get this plant as JJ and Noah are coming around the corner very quickly, though, trying to get ahead of this play. They take down Goken. They take down Danimals, but it's Adrian to step up in the 1v2 and shuts it down.
Oh, my goodness. It almost felt like Liquid forgot that position existed. They were just kind of hyper-focused on the main corridor, and they were just thinking that everybody was there. And then the fact that JJ was almost able to find himself in that position to be able to pull up the clutch and essentially just sweeping them. Whew, that was a little too close. I know Danimals is fired up. I mean, definitely I get it, but it's like, man, that could have been disastrous, honestly, because it felt like the rug was going to get pulled underneath here. But it does seem like Stallions respond back. A little bit of that frustration around that they thought probably should have been theirs. They respond back with some firepower, but Team Liquid right back at this as well. KLB has to be able to win this fight, but no, it's going to be No that does it.
He's like a specter. Like, where does he even come from? Like, he was in waters, and then he like ran straight through A into mid, pushed through smoke, and gets that kill. Like, what is?
It's like you cry you signal the bat signal, you know, like from Batman, and then it's like no, just is like I'm here, I'm ready,
I'm here.
Like,
I've showed up.
I'm
It's
ready
me.
to fight crime. Like, you're just like, well, how did you get there? Like, I don't understand.
Yeah. It does feel like he certainly, like, if there is action, he's always got the jets on. He's like, all right, I'm going. Just tell me where to go. Where's the action? Now they are going to push through mid, underneath through water. KLB does go down here to Danimals, and now the door is opening up. So TL trying to keep their options open here. And let's see exactly where they want to go as the follow-up push comes in, but Danimals is ready. He does go down. Bit of damage done, though. But they know where Y is. They try to go for the double swing, but Y does get away. Just barely. Why? Certainly expecting the follow-up aggression. These guys have basically no health. 10 health between the two of them.
Yeah, this is ridiculous. One shot, you can breathe on each other, and they're going to fall over. So this is where, again, it's just a matter of who's going to be able to land that one shot needed. Oh, and KLP, man. I was going to say, that box or that doorway is spammable, right? So I was like, man, that could have been good here for Y, but still has 40 seconds to work with, right? So he doesn't have to commit to this plant right away. He can just kind of, again, just look for the duel. You know KLP is eventually going to want to swing this. So that's the thing. It's about being patient in this one. Like, it really should be Stallions that are just kind of waiting for that plant because, again, it puts Y in a really tough position. He's the one that has to be the aggressor. Oh, and he's going to swing this. KLP, are you ready? Are you ready? No, you're not. Oh, my gosh, he is! I thought he was looking the other way, but flick of the wrist. All right, we can catch that on his perspective on the replay if possible. But, man, it looked like he was not ready for that spot. And then split second flicks the wrist. Whew.
Yeah, that was crazy. I don't know how Y didn't get that shot. I mean, maybe he wasn't expecting him right there, but he got the jump on KLP, not the opposite way around. And KLP just swung around real quick, knew it only took one. But now we got more action. Flashes into mid. 7-7 starts off with that first kill. They're going to push this once again, but there's smoke in the way. They do take down KLP, though, and the aggression is working out here nicely for TL as they make their way onto the B site. KLP's coming in here real quick as he did before. Gets one, picks up two, and they just went up. He stopped. He got a third.
No,
and now he's peeking Goken. Guys, come on. Like, this is Team Liquid. Like,
oh, man, look at this position. No's going to have this dead to rights. Why would Goken expect that? Oh, my God! Why am I even surprised? That is ridiculous. Oh, man. I think even Goken's HP was like halfway through, too, but I thought No had it, again, just in the bag. I was like, okay, he's got this. He did a perfect job just, repositioning himself. Whoo-wee! This thing is cooking.
yeah, I don't know how he managed that, but again, you got to expect Goken to be able to pull that off, and he does. Like the angle that No took, and big shout out to KLB for the 3K on that round, by the way.
Kidding.
Like, that should have been TL's all the way, and it was at the end of the day, but he certainly made it interesting as the peak is coming out here from the team of Stallions. And a lot of angling and pushing around the middle of the map, which I do like. I was expecting this map to get a bit more fiery than we've seen compared to other teams when they play each other.
Yeah.
Not just because of Stallions. I do think that TL are trying to up the pace a little bit.
I do like it, though. Like, right, because I was kind of making a joke in the beginning. I'm like, this one's going to be a bit slower. Everyone's going to take their time. And I love that last round where, Team Liquid, they were like, no, let's just, like, rush mid. Let's just go quick. Let's not, ignore the smokes. Like, who cares? Like, time this better. And they were able to get an opening duel within, like, 10 seconds of the round. So I do like it. I like the fact that Liquid are trying to, again, like, I don't want to say, like, new meta, but, like, again, just approaching this map a little bit differently on the BL side, because we always talk about how this map is so GR focused, right? But Liquid are proving that there is definitely a way you can play this map differently. So it is exciting to see that Brazilian style, or the BL style, I should say.
Yeah, it does feel very nice to watch so far, and they are looking to go in towards this area once again into
Good
B.
flash.
Yeah, the flash. Yeah, KLP's going to be pushed back, but he does go for the peek. Takes a lot of damage. But Noah's coming in here. He's over the box, through the smoke once again. Takes down one, but the nade from Goken is good. Onto the kill, and they are cleaning it up here. I like how TL are playing this. KLB goes for the swing once again. Picks up two.
What?
Nearly takes down Goken. And that should not have been close. But KLB, for some reason, that's his spot right there. And he does get taken down, though. So that is, once again, another victory on that round here over to the side of Team Liquid. I just realized we had these two teams going head-to-head. It's actually a couple of horse logos from both sides.
Yeah.
Didn't realize until just now. KLB is going to get the first kill, but we do have Adrian already on the A site. Just in here, and they just can't deal with him just yet. Noah's going to take him out. And now 7-7 coming on in for the follow-up. Gets that shot onto KLB, who's just hanging out in the window. Trying to swing him is Loy. Doesn't get that kill. As TL, they push in. And they will push out now as well. So
Yeah, it's a good way to just react to this, right? Like, again, you're putting so much aggression into it, but then you're going to like kind of just, again, reset this because you already have Y. He's in the B site. Like, he's just posted up in this. So for now, you can see Liquid going to go all the way around. They realize, okay, we can probably go through, you know, a different avenue and we can get ourselves into this. And Stallions not really in the best position. The door does open, and I feel like these guys should have heard that. So again, this is where now things are going to be a little bit more tricky, but they should be able to get out of this. I think a smoke's still available for 7-7. Assuming he knows this lineup, that's going to be perfect. Because again, yeah, Stallions are like, why on earth is he here? Like, how on earth is he here? But again, I don't love that Y actually re-aggressed onto that. I would have liked him to stay in that position. It was such a powerful spot to be in. Because his teammate just threw the smoke. So again, it's just a little bit of a miscom, I think, maybe. Got a little bit of an over-antsy. Now, Danimals has to win this fight. Otherwise, this might be a Stallions round that could be up.
Yeah, this is getting pretty interesting in this 2v2. Still a decent amount of utility left, but it did just get thrown. So let's see how it goes from here. JJ trying to swing after the smoke. The timing is beautiful. 7-7 alone, doesn't know where to look. And Lloyd comes in and takes him down. So there you go. Stallions do get back onto the horse. I feel like I'm going to be using that a little bit more now after recognizing the logos here. But yeah, it is important for them to get back onto it because, you know, from this GR side, you expect them to have a little bit more success. But TL, once again, come out very strong. I think that's something we should expect even more as more and more of these maps do come along.
Well, I think for me, like, it's just the fact that Liquid are now putting themselves at 3 rounds. That's a good thing, right? Like, I mean, like, the old Mexico was, like, definitely one of those maps where you absolutely needed to get as many rounds as you could on the GR side that you could kind of, you know, when you transition over to the BL, you're like, okay, we're probably only going to get that, like, maybe 1 or 2, like, you know what I mean? Or, like, a scrappy 3. But Liquid have made this look really good to getting 3 rounds. So this is what is really exciting about this map is that Liquid, it kind of feels like there could be a world that they're going to be able to find 4 or 5, and then when you go over to the GR side, like, you are going to feel so good going into that next, you know, the next half here, right? So that's where I think for Stallions, they kind of have to realize, okay, look, we got to step this up. Like, it is still very close, but this is the thing. You don't want to get that, you know, extra padding for these guys. You cannot sacrifice that.
Yeah. It's just really important these next bunch of rounds just to really control the pace of how the rest of this map is going to go. Here comes Adrian once again, just pushing in very aggressively. No gets the first, but they take him down. That's a nice trade. They're in here onto the site. And I've been liking these pushes from the side of TL. You know, even though they didn't get the win in the last time they went for this push, it does feel like this is working out pretty well. KLB able to trade 1 for 1, but the plan already comes in. And up a man here, RTL, and you see they have to try to root them out here on the stairs. It's not going to go well for them. Adrian is going huge right now on New Mexico. 10-4 is one of these guys, one of these veterans for the TL squad who, you know, you put him under any amount of pressure, he will come through.
Yeah, no, and honestly, just again, I feel like Team Liquid are definitely giving a really good presentation right now, playing the BL side on this map, and Stallion's probably not expecting them to be, you know, this proficient on it, right? Like, we know that TL like to play it in their respected region in their league, but again, I think when you get to actually, when you watch the demo and then you're kind of like playing against it, 2 different things, right? So that's where, again, it gets pretty exciting to see, but now Stallions are going to have to figure out a way to respond to this as best as they can. They'd be able to find the opening duel, but once again, it's you take down Y, but what's going to be the other effect here? How do you find something else to be able to get yourself back into this game? A 2-round buffer is a lot, right? I mean, it just goes back to what I was emphasizing so much about the BL side. So Stallions, they got to pop off now.
Yeah, they absolutely do have to. I do think that, you know, got to always be wary of Stallion's ability to get map wins from the Blacklist side on any map as well. But you're exactly right. I mean, on New Mexico, this is Team Liquid certainly in the driver's seat. They're the ones in the saddle. And they're clomping along right now, going into round 7. 1 minute left, and we just have Y, who did go down a little bit early. As once again, it has been Stallions that do push into mid. And now underneath, 7-7 gonna barely win that fight against Loy. So he's gonna get low, but still, it's good for TL that they do even up the manpower at this point. And 7-7's a guy who can utilize the TRG. I mean, he is essentially the second sniper for the team, and I don't know if Goken's going to give it to him, but, you know, he could, as he is super low, and Goken's going to peek and doesn't hit the shot, so maybe you should have. JJ does knock him down. Animal's in the corner, and that's going to be a nice spot for him to get a little bonus kill, as this one is getting scrappy.
Yeah, and this is where I think Stallions are getting a little bit desperate, right? They're trying to make some plays. They want to try to equalize as much as they can. 7-7 just making noise. Good distraction against JJ, and it's kind of working, right? Now you see 2 players from Stallions getting focused. You have that rotate of KLP, but he catches one. I don't know if he actually spotted the second, but that bomb is going to make its way into that A site. This is problematic, though, for Adrian, because now what was looking decent is now turned into a clutch situation, and he's going to have a moment to pop off. He has to find a duel quickly, but it's KLP. He's better here on the western side with that pistol, and Stallions will stay alive.
Yeah, I was going to say with Adrian, the last person alive, I was like, hey, I mean, he's got the hot hands right now. You never know. Like, he's able to get the plant.
Yeah.
Could see something interesting happen.
It was doable for sure. He just needed to find that kill, right? Because if he would have taken down KLP, you would have created a ton of space. Then he could have repositioned because all the other, the Stallion guys were getting close. But I think that could have given him something to work with, right? KLP was the biggest threat, without question.
Yeah, he definitely was. And we're going to see how this goes. Is once again, we got action in Waters. And, they're able to trade out for Goken, so you're feeling pretty good about that. As Stallions try to take the star player down. Now, if they can get Adrian, they're going to be feeling even better. As Adrian is going to push into mid. A lot of smoke in the face. Do they push this? I do wonder. As nades are being thrown out here, they're expecting the aggression and trying to stop it for now.
Oh, they do slip it. Good work from Adrian. Good mechanics. And oh my goodness, it's No once again. The savior slashes the blade, and there you go. Just like that. Creates it. Finds the double. And we are back to a tie game. Whew, just when I was thinking Liquid might have been able to kind of steamroll this a little bit on the BL side, Stallions, they pulled through. And then again, memory serves me short here. I don't think they called the timeout yet, if I'm not mistaken. Memory is...
No, I don't think either team is...
Okay, thank goodness. I was like, whew, boy.
On for attack pause yet.
I was like, man, we're only 3 maps in. I'm already forgetting this is bad. it's like, come on, lads.
Yeah, best of 5s are longer than best of 3s.
That is true.
You're going to have to work on that a little bit.
I know.
A couple more maps than us, probably. But yeah, if I'm Team Liquid, I'm feeling a little bit worried because I'm seeing this pattern develop where they get started really nicely and then they just can't really hold on to the momentum they have. As Danimals feeling the pressure, it's just hanging out in spawn, having to deal with members of Stallions who, of course, are there. Adrian, nice timing on that. And 7-7 gets another, but KLB's in the corner here. Kind of a cheeky spot. Might be up to Danimals to get that. Oh, but he's going to shoot. And now they do round the corner, and 7-7, easy cleanup for him. But no, still alive. Goken drops down and cleans him up. And TL will get the last round of the half, and that feels fantastic that they can get 5 from the Blacklist side. Really puts the onus here on Team Stallions to get something going from their Blacklist side.
Yeah, I do like it, though, right? Because, again, I think it just goes back to the point we keep bringing up because it's important, because it's a map where typically it's GR-sided. So the fact that you win the half on the BL side, it is good. Like, Danilos is probably thinking, okay, great. I called a decent half. Now we just got to close this thing. The GR side is not easy, but it is a lot easier. So we'll see. But Stallions, again, notoriously an aggressive team. So this is where they do thrive. So we'll have to see. They're grouped up just on the outside of A. We'll have to see if that's actually what they want to do. But these smokes thrown here from Team Liquid have definitely created a little bit of a halt for them. And we'll have to see where they want to go for this. Y's going to have to be very careful because, again, even if he goes for this duel against Loy and he loses, let's say, that again gives you some control that Liquid will have to put some focus on.
Yeah.
Oh, the Vepr. Love it.
Yeah, this is what Kyle was talking about. He likes when some players bring out the shotties here on the stairs,
it's
in
just,
the alley.
How do you fight it, though, right? Like, you play, like, you can, but it's just so difficult. Like, the odds are definitely against you. So it's a good gun to have on this map.
Yeah. As they have pushed into the middle of the map here, Stallions taking things one step at a time. Curious to see where their main focus is going to be. I feel like we saw a decent amount of pushes from TL into B and also some mixed in with their push through alley up into A. It's now Adrian trying to get that second down, and there it is.
Oh, it's bomb too.
Yep. Now KLP trying to round the corners. Adrian challenges them, takes down 3 in total. And that is beautiful from him.
Yeah, this has to be a Liquid round. I mean, again, this is amazing work here from the Vepper. That's just perfect. That's exactly what you need. That's what we talk about on a map like this, and he switches his gun too. Oh boy, 15-7. What a game from Adrian. Like you said, he's been able to have himself a really decent series so far, and he's really stepped things up when they needed here on this third map. But now it's down to no here on a 1-on-5. I mean, look, it's not impossible, let's just say, but there's 1, not 2, but okay.
Had the read, maybe he saw the tip of the gun.
I was like, if he gets 2 or 3 here, I'm like, okay.
Yeah, not meant to be that time around, and so Team Liquid start off the GR side strong. Doesn't feel like Stallions are very much enjoying having to deal with Adrian in the hallway here, in the alleyway, and Adrian's like, yeah, I am him right now over at 2KD. And yeah, it's really nice to see some of these veterans really step up and fight alongside the rest of the squad. Noah's over the top here of the box, and he's checking. Doesn't see anything in mid. Certainly an opportunity to get some position, but KLB is going to win that fight here against Y, who has been playing that angle from that B main area. And you mentioned it before, you know, if he goes down, then you kind of have to swap up your positioning here as TL. And that's a way that you can just take 1v1s and maybe get a lot of pressure here as Stallions, especially if Y continues to play the same spot, which I'm not sure if they even spotted him the first time around the first round, but at least they have some information now taking him down here, as we do have them trying to take mid. But as I said before, there's nobody here from the side of TL.
Well, and Loya has full utility, so he's the one that's in the hallway right now for apartments. Like, so this is where he could just do it like a bit of an execute, and KLP has the smoke as well. So this is where they actually could, again, just fake this out. Their teammates, are they actually going to commit to that? That's a good duel. So now they crunch. Now they crunch into this player of 7-7. He has to be able to find something, but yeah, he's fully wide open. Has no idea that the guys are coming through the main corridor like that. So again, I think just that information wasn't able to be transmitted. So yeah, easily done here from Stallions. That was perfect, right? And that's what I was talking about. You get that kill into that hallway as Liquid in the GR side, then you have to start, you know, again, replanning and reconfiguring your composition, because you're like, hey, it's a possibility, right? And that's exactly what happened. And I love the way that Stallions approached it. I think getting that kill in the middle outside of B, that was just the cherry on top, right? That just allowed them to just go, yeah, we accelerate this, we just go, don't even hesitate. And 7-7 was just like, oh, he was in no man's land. He was just like, oh man, like, what do you mean? Like, why are they're all here to get me now? I wasn't prepared, right? So
yeah,
either way, good work from Stallions. Love it.
And Stallions do call the attack pause here. I mean, they were behind, it was 6-4, and that round was not a guaranteed victory, but they do take it. So now 5-6 from their angle, from their side, and they get some time to talk through here. I think it's a pretty good timing for Tanks to kind of bring them through what has happened and also get a little bit of information how TL are playing from their GR side too.
Absolutely. No, and I was going to say, even the fact that they win that round where it didn't look likely, I think this is still great, because again, now, like you said, Tanks can just talk about things like, look, like some obvious points that he might be noticing, or just something for them to work with. So I'm kind of actually hoping they're going to keep contesting that mid like Liquid did on their BL side, because I think given Stallions and the way they like to play and the aggression that they can bring with that firepower, I mean, man, I feel like that's just the threat you need, right? So we'll have to see if they want to do anything like that, because I think this is where I like that they're taking it with a little bit of a slow pace, but I'm kind of waiting for that like element of surprise where they're just going to go like, yeah, we're going from 0 to 60 instantly. So that's what we'll have to wait and see if Tanks is kind of wanting that to happen yet, or maybe wait it out still.
No always looks like he's feeling the pressure regardless of the situation. As here's Adrian.
Big kill.
And down he goes.
Oh, it's just so costly. Like, again, like it's easy to critique, but I think for Liquid, it's like that's just such a high risk play, because now, again, real estate grabs up. 7-7 has to be an anchor by himself. And that's where now Stallions, they can just kind of, again, post up and wait to see if Liquid want to refight for some kind of map control and try to, bring the numbers back into some kind of an equal fashion, maybe or maybe not, right? So Stallions are in a power play, in my opinion, like easily.
Yeah, they absolutely are. Is now Goking going to be spotted. KLB has moved over to the sniper, of course, at 5 HP. And doesn't hit the shot, but gets the info. KLB does move forward, and Goking takes him out. But that's a smoke right in his face, so maybe they can make some moves on the map with that. They still have a couple of guys potentially heading over towards B. And as we know, it is just the one guy, 7-7, who is on the B site. So it could be the angle here as JJ going to take this bomb all the way around and underneath. And probably going to be heading over towards the B site. It's going to be Danimals and 7-7 who haven't been the main two players here on the side of TL, who need to handle this pressure. So I do like this angle from Stallions. As Flash is directly going his face, he's not going to hit the shot. Gets the second one. Setting the follow-up a little bit slow. Danimal's also there to help out. And he takes out No in the middle of the map. So that's going to be fantastic for him.
Yeah, I mean, I was kind of worried that Stallions were taking a little bit too long to get out of this barman, right? I was thinking, like, you kind of have to get a move on here. You can't just, like, kind of sit and post it up like that because, again, for snipers, it's kind of easy picking. So they do get that kill, though, KLP. That was really important in the middle of the site. Now he's going to be able to have the snipe. But look at this. Look at Liquid. They got the double player going through hallway. This is going to be something. I don't know if Stallions are going to be prepared for this. Loy has to be ready, though. He has actually repositioned. It looks like he's prepared for it. Spotty senses are tingling. That flash is not going to be good for him. Oh, that is not going to be good for him. But he still wins the fight. How? I don't know how he gets away with that. That nade might just do him. But no, it doesn't. It doesn't even do a speck of damage. KLP, he's been able to dodge some bolts, too. And I don't know how we're here again, Valdez. I keep saying that in this series, but why? Oh, he's going to be making me scratch my head here. But Liquid do find themselves a 2-round buffer.
Yeah, pretty intense round there. I mean, that did not look great for Stallions. They make it close, but at the end of the day, Team Liquid get the rounds that I think they absolutely should have with their ability to rotate over, get a position up there in heaven, and just rain fire down on them. As here's why. KLP goes for the swing. I mean, you're not really going to hide behind those tiny little boxes, like those little ammunition boxes on the site. That's not an angle where you can just sit back and try to dance around it, especially on the health that he had. So I do like the idea to try to just go out and hit a pot shot before Y is ready for it, but Y only had to hit one shot, and he did. So nicely done from him. And Stallions, they haven't been having enough success, I'd say, here from the Blacklist side. This is looking pretty good right now for Team Liquid on New Mexico. Not a big surprise, I'd say, but as our analyst was talking about, if it does go to port, like even if Stallions win the next map, it's not the greatest feeling going into port here up against TL.
No, exactly. Yeah, the map pool, it definitely kind of feels like, this is a map where I would have favored Liquid, in my opinion, just because I think in their respective, league, they actually do get to play this a little bit more often. So I think for them, that's where they've really shown their preparation on this. But like you said, Port is a decider, man. Like that. Oh, that is just crazy. But I love it though. I feel like we barely have had Port at all. Like I feel like it's been pretty much instant ban from, I feel like, almost all teams. Like I'm trying to get back to thinking about it, but I don't remember any of the games actually playing on this. I'm sure there has been one. Now I'm going to look, but I mean, it's kind of funny because Port to me is actually a pretty decent map. But the thing is you have the TRG that can like constantly just instant spam. Like when you're on the GR side, that sucks to go against. Like, let's be honest, that's not an easy thing to do. So I do understand why teams are doing that. But either way, I can digress a little bit later. But good kill from Loy. Ooh, even Y to get a good reply back on this as well. Now the execute's coming through. Stallions. Man, another scrappy round from both these teams. It's just ridiculous.
They spot 7-7 there behind the boxes and swinging around here as KLP does not hit the shot on a Gokin, but he's got the lineup and he will pick it off. Gets the headshot there. Stallions aren't out of this yet. Again, things are looking pretty dire on New Mexico, but they're trying to mount a comeback here. And they're not too far behind. It just kind of comes down to if they can really get enough momentum here from the Blacklist side of this one. Nice shot to finish it off. Did feel like this was kind of a done deal from there in the 2v1.
Mm-hmm.
As Goken's going to take down No. Just like that, they push into mid very quickly. Loy's already in behind Goken. And, yeah, Y's going to get up there and get contact onto him. Goken gets another kill on a JJ. As Goken says, okay, you want to bring in the aggression? I'll peek it too. I am not scared of this. As we know, he is absolutely not. Loy still has not been rooted out here of this angle, although Y is just waiting for him. Loy got a kill on the Danimals while he's up there being such a nuisance from that angle. Nate doesn't do anything. He gets another one. This guy is just doing so much work for the squad. And now KLB comes in and Y is not able to defend. They get this plant. This is not the way this should have gone.
No, not at all. That's really good work from Loy, though. Again, just being such a nuisance, such a distraction. And look, and you can see that Liquid were hyper focused on him. Like, you can see that Y was just calming the whole time. Like, I need you to kill Loy. Loy's here. Like, you got to take out Loy. But honestly, good work from him. And the position he was in, he knew the threat was just below him on his left. He's still getting nade kills. He's still finding another kill. Y's just kicking himself like, I can't do anything. I can't help you. I'm stuck in this tight room. And unfortunately, he just couldn't figure out how to open the lock and get out of the room. And there you go. Stallions bounce right back into this game. And a really good round. And that's, again, where the Loy factor kicks in here. So Liquid going to call the tactical. Probably not a bad idea. Considering they have been looking dominant, that's kind of a round that, honestly, you got to talk about that. That's a tough one to lose.
Yeah, it definitely is. And that's why the timing of this attack pause is very good for the side of TL. Just try to take the momentum away from the guys there on Stallions after a huge round from Loy and KLB. Just almost brute forcing their way onto the site. It just felt like they couldn't handle Loy on that angle in alley, and he's just sitting there getting so much, like a grenade kill on a Danimals.
Yeah.
He peeks the one guy. KLB comes in after, gets Y down, who's trying to get the trade. It's just crazy how much value
But he can test, but you have to worry about KLP. Oh, that nade. Oh, man, that was right off the teeth. That's not going to feel good for the IGL of Danimals, and now he has to go for the swing, and it's just going to be Stallions that just seem to have been able to find themselves a winning recipe here for round number 15. Unless Adrian does the absolute most impossible with time just against him, I think it's all done here, Valdez.
Yep, not going to happen. Gets the kill, immediately gets traded out. And it's crazy, you know, Loy steps up in a couple of big rounds, and he's doing great. It does feel like, as a squad, though, Stallions have kind of figured this out. It always feels like, you know, after the half or at the very beginning of each map, they take a little bit of time to get adjusted, but once they get adjusted, they look like the better team almost every time, which is crazy because it's been very back and forth. There are times where it's like, oh, TL can't do any wrong. They have so much momentum. And then Stallions, it's like, they have so much momentum. They can't do any wrong. They're just firing on all cylinders. So very much a big back and forth affair between these two squads. And emotions certainly already running very high. And, I mean, Stallions playing this one pretty well. We do have Adrian going into mid and maybe trying to take a little bit of a preemptive striking spot. You know, get in mid. You haven't been there all game. Say, maybe I get a trade here. Maybe I can spot their rotation early. And he's got Danimals right there with him on the crossfire. Just waiting for Stallions to make the push. But Stallions have slowed this down quite a bit in this round.
Yeah, they really have. They've kind of just, again, softly pressed the brakes a little bit on this. But now, I mean, with Adrian kind of being in this position, if they can be able to find this could be really huge for them. But Adrian's been having a great game, but no, it just can't handle JJ right now. Nice little bit of a bunny hop into that duel. Now Liquid feeling the back burner on this one a little bit. Now they have to reset up their defense once again. That A site is technically open, but now Goken saying, okay, look, I'm going to reposition. I'll anchor. I'm going to kind of play this forklift position again. And that's kind of been his home ground, but Stallions should be aware of this. Nades are coming through. This is going to be a lot of pressure for the bet.
Yeah, definitely will be. He's already taken a bunch of damage. Wise helping out a little bit. If Goken just gets one, that's enough, but he's not able to hit the shot. No. Picks him up as trying to sit on the bomb. It's not quite enough for 7-7, who does get the trade here onto Loy. As they pick up the bomb, they get onto the site. 7-7 tries to go fast. He gets the one, and that is massive that he can get the one and get away. He's got a sniper here. And, I mean, there is a chance for 7-7 to get this done. It's one shot, one opportunity. If you can hit KLB, you win the round, and you bring this back to a tie game.
Yeah, look at 7-7. He's anticipating a bit of a flank, so he's actually just posted up, waiting to see if, KLB is just going to try to make an ultra big play here, which is definitely the right read, because, again, this team would do that. KLB, though, is playing it properly. He's just waiting things out, but no, man! It's 7-7! Oh, man. Rises from the ashes here, and he's able to find himself a big moment here for Team Liquid, and a much-needed moment, because that map point was right there available, but it gets taken away, and we're back to a tie.
Yeah, it is crazy how close that was. And, yeah, he knows that's one of the spots. He checked a lot of them, and he says, well, you haven't flanked me. I mean, you must be on the site somewhere. He checks the corner, hits the shot right in the stomach as well, like we saw there. Very nicely done from 7-7. Extremely clutch that he gets the 1 kill on Tano, backs away, and then is able to finish it off. So big stuff when it matters most from pretty much everybody on both rosters. Like, it feels like everybody's firing on all cylinders, and that's what has made this such a close affair so far.
Yeah. That's what's been so good. Like you said, it's just been hyper competitive, and it's just such a back and forth affair. It just doesn't feel like the only map we saw was Subbase, where Stallions, like, they made a statement, obviously, but that was just to get them back in this game. But we kind of expected that in some regard, just considering how strong they can be on that map too. But nonetheless, New Mexico has absolutely delivered more than what I was thinking. The pace, everything, all the duels, the clutches, it's just been great to see. And now good nade coming in from Gokin. He's actually been able to find onto No. Now he's actually repositioned himself, right? Typically he likes to play forklift. This time he's going to play sight box. Spamming away, hoping he might be able to find something through the smoke. Not going to happen yet. Another re-smoke here on the A site. That makes it an issue here for Team Stallions.
Yeah, and I feel like this is that smoke once again. It just gives them a little bit of an angle there on the corner. But they've dealt with Gokin so well, have Stallions, and I think that's been the key, as now he's on the back of the site, but Adrian is there, and the shot is dropped from Gokin, and he gets traded out after taking out JJ. So they get onto the site, and this is going to be a 3v3 retake. TL just essentially waiting for it. But look, in the middle of the map, Loy actually pushing them and gets them before they're even ready. Now in the window, I mean, they're just going down one by one. They're not even able to set up any kind of retake here. As Adrian taking massive damage, he's down to 3 health, gets swung by Loy, who pulls up and takes him down. And once again, Stallions take the lead and move to 9-8.
Yeah, this is great. Again, Stallions, nade work, it's not even just firepower. Like, that's something we always talk about with this team. We're like, look, young team, they just run and gun, they get in your face and aggressive, but the utility work, again, it's just prevailed. Like, we saw that pop flash, and that allowed, the last player of Stallions being able to swing like that and winning that engagement. So you absolutely love to see it. And that's where Team Liquid are now getting a little bit meeting their maker in this. And now map point on the docket here for Team Stallions, which would put them up on a 2-map series in this best of 5, only needing that 1. So now Team Liquid, they've been able to push this on the first map. Can they do it here and now for New Mexico? That is the biggest question here on this third. And the hallway is going to be up for grabs. Team Liquid not going to contest with it. They're going to go back to just leaving 7-7 being the sole reliability on this one. And Stallions have to make a lot of decisions here.
Yeah, I mean, this is the second time we've had a 9-8 situation. We had it on Ankara. It did get tied up by TL, I believe. That did force the extra rounds. And they eventually did go on to win it. So opportunity for TL to do the same thing on New Mexico, and just, essentially take a big lead in the series. As here comes a bit of a push from the side of Stallions. They do want to head towards B, it looks like. Maybe a little bit of pressure from the waterway as well. But Y is tucked up in the corner here on the left.
Oh, but they have to clear Y, though. Yeah, like you said. I mean, what is going... How did Y let that happen? I mean, maybe the angle was just a little bit too tight. I don't know, but that's a little bit of a misplay. But, I mean, again, this is a big advantage for them. No is on that 1v3. Again, we don't get to see him on this rifle too often. I mean, typically it's the HK we like to see him on, but I feel like any rifle is going to do for this guy. It doesn't even matter at this point. But He's got that 40 seconds remaining, and I do like this. I think the fact that he's like hunting and he's just looking for duels is important. Team Liquid, you can tell they're just tucking their tail. They are not trying to contest this. Noah's hungry. He is looking. He wants something. Oh my gosh, he's already in the other site. And this is where you have to go back. Okay, you're like, look, I mean, enough's enough. Oh, I can't believe, why is Adrian going for that fight now? But 17 seconds. Oh, it might be a ruse. It's all a game plan. This is a mind game. He thinks the site's going to be open now. He has 10 seconds. He has to go. He has to plant. This is it. Team Liquid are going to be able to find it. Oh, man, a little bit of cat and mouse, and they just beat the cheese, and he fell right into it.
Pretty interesting situation there at the end of the round. Could have just planted it on B. Obviously, that has its own risks. And so he did not elect to do that. He went out the no way, which is swinging, essentially. And at the end of the day, was not able to pick up the 1v3. Did get Adrian. And he's always looking pretty stressed, but, you know, nice try. And now, TL, they forced the extra rounds, and they will move back to the BL side.
Well, that's the thing, right? We talk about, you know, it's just like overcooking a bit. Like, I loved that Noah was getting information. He was trying to fight for something, but there's a point where you got to give it up. And then Y went for the swing, and then I think he tried to make it seem like, oh, well, that site's open. Oh, I'm just going to push you. And it baited No into it. But I would have loved to see No, like, how much he pushed in, and he actually would have just fell back and just tried to go back to that other site, because I think he knew it was empty. Like, he was pretty confident in it, right? Because he was pretty much clearing it out. But either way, it was a good effort, but good response here from Liquid. So like you said, extra rounds we go, which is not at all surprising, but it is good to see. And that's a big, good amount of teamwork here from Team Liquid. Again, showing their experience as a roster. Fully bright.
Yeah, it just felt like it was a matter of, you know, how many maps are going to go to extra rounds. It's
all of them.
We knew that we were going to have a bunch. We did get a little bit robbed there on sub base, but that's okay. That's a little bit of a unique situation with Stallions and that map. And maybe we just get extra rounds on every other map. Although if it does get to port, I don't expect it to go to extra rounds.
No, I don't think so either.
But we'll see. As there's the flash on in, the second they try to enter into mid, JJ is like, no. Let me stop you in your tracks right there. But still a lot of utility, a lot of smokes here, so they can still get position in the middle of the map.
Look at Loy. Him and both the KLB, they're actually pushing through this into water. So, I mean, again, this is like, again, just fighting for some control. I'm curious where Loy is. Because, again, he might be able to find some kind of funny timing. Maybe not. Okay, no, he's going to go back with his team, so that's fine. But, okay, KLB will go down. Loy's trying to take the long route into this. He's going to have the best timing in the world. Oh, my goodness, and he does. Valdez. Oh, my goodness, this is such a Stallion round. This is such a Stallion round. Blink of an eye and you miss it. Like, that was, like, so hyper-focused on Loy again, like Liquid were a few rounds ago, and then you're like, done.
Yeah. You remember that when TL were on the blacklist side the first time around, they got killed from that angle so many times from guys just swinging around behind them on B and just, you know, KLB got like multiple kills and stuff like that, and then the timing with No peeking out from mid is just perfect. So still could not handle the pressure from the side of Stallions, and now it looks like Stallions want to put on more pressure. Is anyone surprised? Not me, as here they go. They do swing down into waters, but this time it's Y, Adrian, and Goku who pick up one apiece. And they are going to put an end to that nonsense.
Yeah, and Liquid actually just immediately leaving this too, so that's not bad at all. So I really hope for Stallion's sakes they don't just kind of push through that, but they won't. But Loy is kind of posted up, just like recommitting to the fight. KLP looks like he might try to anchor this A site instead. This is pretty dangerous. Again, no immediate trades from each other. This is relying on, again, individual abilities of like, look, Loy, you're going to need to get a kill and then run for the hills. But we'll see. And actually, it looks like he finally will give it up. Liquid, again, just they have. I like this though because they know that Stallions will do something aggressive. But this is this is a little dramatic though too, right? Because I mean, you still have somebody in the back of BL spawn. You have double guys just on the right hand side, so they're like just really expecting Stallions to go full gallop. But
I like that full gallop. I mean, it makes sense, right? Like Stallions have showed a lot of their gameplay too, where it's like, you know, they're down members. They want to try to even it up aggressively, but funnily enough, Stallions aren't going to do that this time. And I do think that KLP and Loy aren't the members that are going to do it most of the time. Like it's kind of no, and KLB, I think that will do it a little bit more. Like Loy has done it a bit, and he's certainly mixing up that style. But yeah, they're just going to go through waters here and push straight from there.
This is the wrong site, Liquid. Okay, they're going to go for it. I think Loy got that information too. I don't know if they spotted him though. Oh, look at KLP. Look at KLP. Oh my goodness. I can't even believe. Okay, I was going to say if he survives that, that's ridiculous. And that is the same position that Loy is in, that KLP typically likes to be in. And that's where he's been able to swing and win some multi-kill rounds. So maybe he would have flipped that. That could have been a little bit different, but Liquid do a great job to react to it. But I mean, again, that player that was underneath KLP, I mean, man, that could have been dangerous if he was going to be able to find that. But just that 1 second of a difference of timing was his demise.
Yeah, now here we go once again. And 7-7 and the rest of the squad is down here in waters. They're like, guys, do not push us here again. We will take you down. This is the last round of the half of the extra rounds, obviously. And it's a big push that Loy's going to find first. Just run straight into them. Did not expect 5 people to be lined up there. There's a lot of damage to Y, to be fair, but that's still a kill onto Loy. And they're just 3 pushing through what? They're trying to like get the flank here.
Yeah.
Just trying to get ahead of this.
This actually is good because I think they have the information. They're like, guys, I think they're still in this hallway. Like they're essentially sandwiched in. So now they have to commit, right? Liquid are trying to make it seem like it's a bit of a fake. Now they have to go. They realize their timing is now everything. They have to do something big. KLP, he's been a bit of a threat, but unfortunately he can't be able to do it here. Now KLB by himself, he will go down. And there we go. Fresh haircut for him. And Liquid pull through a lead, 11-10.
Yeah, it's a big round for Team Liquid. It was so obvious where everybody was, and they're just able to brute force their way onto the site. I do not think KLP should have swung that and tried to go for the kill. He got that first one. He was staying alive behind the boxes, waiting for his teammates to swing in with him.
Agreed.
And I think he just, you know, he tries to take the initiative, tries to go first, and unfortunately that kind of led to the 1-by-1 situation.
Whoa.
Now, why? Speaking of taking the initiative, running directly into the open arms of No, who is just going to headshot him down and make quick work of that. I mean, TL, they once again got so much value from their Blacklist side. I would hate to see it go to waste with a round that's a little bit too over-aggressive from the GR. But it's just the 1 kill for now. Danimals took a little bit of chip as they're trying to nade out Goken once again. And Goken is aware of it now. He's going to dodge that nade. He's trying to throw a second nade into him.
Well, it's good he's adjusted. He's like, well, I think they know I play here, so I'm going to switch, which is good. Good, a little bit of adjustment. Stallions still full HP. All 5 players still alive in this one. And Liquid kind of in a bit of a split where they have to go to the 2-2. But you do have Goken, again, just kind of spawning things out through the mid side. But again, they can actually swing into this B main. This has been good for them. This has been the miracle worker. And now Danimals does something good. Now him staying alive, that's good. Because again, that threat, that uncertainty, that is still going to be a question here for Stallions. But they're going to go for this one. No question about that plant. How do Liquid want to retake this, though? That is going to be tough. Because again, you have some utility, but you're going to have to utilize this perfectly. No players are that low where the nade should be able to get a kill, but it will do some damage if they can line this up properly.
Yeah, KLP is going to be first contact for these 3 guys that are all coming in from behind. And this has been where Stallions get a lot of work done. Can Team Liquid do it here as the shots ring true? It's Adrian to try to hold.
KLB.
And I think he has it. Yeah, Goken covers him. Team Liquid up to 12.
Wow.
And they are so close to taking New Mexico now.
Oh, my goodness. Yeah, and like you said, I kind of like it. It was a bit of a scary one, though, too, because you're committing 3 players into a really, really tight corridor like that. But the fact the player that was sitting in the box from Stallions, he wasn't able to land that shot, honestly, that was kind of the problem, right? That was the wrench in the gears. That's when things started to just break down very quickly, and a good work from Team Liquid being able to win those duels and then just getting on that defuse instantly. So you could tell that KLB was just like, I don't even have the position for this. Like, I have to now run and charge for it. So good work from Team Liquid. Now 1 round away, and they put themselves up 2-1 in this series. And that's definitely going to help with Gokin just landing shots like that, taking down Loy. But you still have the threat of KLP. You still have the threat of No. But this is now where we have to see something, the miracle, the popping the magic trick. Something has to happen here for Stallions if they want to stay in this game.
Yeah, it's not looking too likely. And I mean, they had a nice comeback from the Blacklist side after the first half that we had, but I'm not convinced. I think TL have really hunkered down here on this map. They've showed better play in extra rounds. And as you mentioned, I think, we're going to see a magic trick from Stallions. Otherwise, this should go to TL, and we will move on to new compound with them on match point. But let's see what is going to happen here. So we're not done just yet. Maybe a push into A. We got 3 guys. Looks like a lineup from KLP, perhaps.
I don't mind this.
The flash over the top.
Because Gokin's actually not even playing there this time. It's actually Danimals being the anchor. So Adrian needs a kill. He can't find it. Okay, so now maybe that magic will happen here. Stallions are going to get this plant immediately. No hesitation on that. Gokin getting overwhelmed, calling that he knows that somebody's trying to push him, but now No has to go against 2. He only has that USB. That's not too bad, but he gets the 1. Good response from Liquid. Now things are back to an equal footing of a 2-2.
Yeah, pretty crazy that No gets in there.
Oh my gosh.
Are
you kidding?
We got a big flank, but it might be too late.
No, it's bad.
They get that kill, but they don't know where KLB is. So he just comes in firing, and he doesn't hit the shot, and that means defuse. And the map win to TL 13-10, a second time in extra rounds that they will get the better of Stallions. As very happy with Gokin's performance there. He definitely had a very nice second half of that map. I mean, some big shots, some very clutch moments from him. It's not over yet, but Team Liquid do have a big lead in this series now with Port as map 5, new compound up next. We're maybe going to have to see more magic tricks from the side of Stallions to make it interesting. We're taking the tape off of the players.
Just rip it like a Band-Aid. Just
go for it.
All one shot, yeah. That's the worst. But no, honestly, I definitely agree with you. I think that Liquid played a really good game. I felt like they were a little bit more in control. You could tell that Stallions were trying these plays where they wanted to go for big flanks. They wanted to try to do all these creative things. Just wasn't enough. But look, we're going to let the desk talk about it because that is a lot to break down, because now we go all the way to the distance here. We'll find out if Liquid can close out.
Liquid, after an intense battle against the Stallions, now lead 2-1, officially 1 game away from entering into the grand finals. What a game that was on New Mexico. Absolutely not disappointing. Really did go back and forth. At one point, Team Stallions was in the driver's seat. Team Liquid took it back, vice versa. Kyle, there was a straggler, though, for the longest time for TL. However, despite all of that, they still managed to get the win.
Yeah, I mean, a bit of a rough one there for Danimal, but at the end of the day, as the IGL, he can bring them back with those players around him, and that's exactly what we saw in the server. I mean, Adrian outperforming Gokin the entire time, making that shotgun just masterful in the server, and I'm looking forward to seeing what he can do next.
Yeah, a lot of interesting picks from Team Liquid, not only in their weapon selection, but also the way they were playing.
Yeah, I mean, I wasn't really expecting the push-pull offense to actually work in this particular map, but hey, the Animals made it work, and with what I said earlier, right, the snipers are going to have, a bit less of a presence here on the map of Mexico, but it seems like I might have been wrong because Gokin really did make it work, and Adrian, man, this is what I was talking about. The riflers, they really have to step up to the plate, and it seems like the rifler with the shotgun really did it.
Yeah, we saw an interesting shotgun come out that we don't normally see, Kyle. No, you got or at least that kind of Interested you quite a bit. We go early on, though, and this is where we really do see the back-and-forth battle, kind of reminiscent of the previous games. The Team Liquid fans, though, were going absolutely crazy and insane every single time TL was able to get a win. I felt at one point Team Liquid was in a driver's seat, but that was before Stallions ended up taking it back.
Yeah, I mean, it's really tough when you have everybody performing close to their peak on Team Liquid. I mean, you know it's a good sign when you have two players over 20 kills that aren't Gouken on the team here. And I just love the amplification they've had in a map like Mexico. And this was a critical one for them. This map could very well dictate the series.
Yeah, we were talking about that, right? New Mexico arguably could have been a must-win for the Stallions side. They unfortunately lose by a narrow margin. The scoreline, though, we go into overtime. This is where Team Liquid started to really come to form, and they didn't drop a single round once we go to OT, outside of maybe one. Irregardless, though, they hug it up, and they know they're now one game away. We look at the summary. Ends 13-10, as close as you could possibly get it. Why? Adrian tearing up the competition with 22 and 24, respectively. Stallions, though, still had some great stats, but ultimately the timing and the strats from TL took them down.
Yeah, and you can see, really dying a lot in the map of New Mexico, and really had to be the guy pushing the point forward for the Stallions team, and the rest of the team just really couldn't take it, especially when it comes to overtime. Granted that there was some very, very good teamwork rounds from the side of Team Stallions, the stability of Team Liquid, especially when it comes to those tense moments, really cannot be ignored.
No, for sure. Team Liquid have been looking incredible, but again, throwing out some weird strategies. I mean, they're doing things that we're not used to seeing on the battlefield.
Yeah, I think they're meeting Stallions right where they're at. We've seen it with Adrian in particular in this match, playing very aggressive in that alleyway, not being afraid to challenge players like No, and that's what you need to beat a team like Stallions.
Yeah, you got to challenge No. You've got to take him out. You take him down, you take out the lead Slayer. I've got to say, though, despite Stallions taking a loss, I have been quite a fan of Loy and the energy he's bringing. He's been shooting bodies all tournament long, but man, he's going to have to do more than that going into Game 4.
Yeah, especially with the map of New Compound, right? Once again, I'm going to say that the snipers are going to have a bit less impact in this map unless we are talking about that initial mid-duel. But at the same time, those corners are going to be HKs and EBRs all around. So once again, the riflers really have to step up to the plate, whether it is Stallions, whether it is Team Liquid here.
Last year, it was all China in grand finals. This year, it could be the Philippines. It could also be Brazil. Now, for Brazil, it's been a long time since they had the opportunity to win an international event.
Yeah, I would love to see them with that opportunity to take it once again. It's been so long. 2019 was the last time Brazil lifted a trophy at international competition, and I'm hoping there's a chance they could do it here.
But it's even been, since a couple years since they've even been in a grand finals.
Yeah, 2 years since they even had an appearance for the region. It wasn't even this team either, Gouken. It's been even longer since he had that opportunity. But I know he's hungry for that chance because this guy has been so close so many times.
A lot of great series when it comes to EWC, not only here on the main broadcast, but also out there on Amazon Prime. It's called Level Up Season 2. If you haven't checked it out, you should give it a try.
A lot of people are haunted by their past. I'm inspired by it.
They're not just playing for themselves, they're really playing for their entire family.
They have defeated their demons! They have crushed the curse!
Welcome back to the Allianz Vault. The stage is about to light up once again as we head into map 4, but this time is different. Team Liquid now lead in the series, one map away from moving forward into the grand finals. For the Brazilian scene, though, they are ecstatic at the opportunity. They haven't been in the grand finals in 2 years. They haven't hoisted an international trophy since 2019. Is this the chance? Will they take it? Or will the Stallions come back, force a Game 5, and then also have their opportunity into the grand finals? For the Stallions, we've been watching on bated breath for them to clutch round after round, but Team Liquid, resilient as ever, has shut them down. What do we expect from New Compound with these two Titans facing off?
I mean, in my opinion, I feel like New Compound really matches Team Liquid's style well, right? You really want to hunker down Turtle as much as possible when it comes to this map, especially when it comes to the B side. The amount of angles that you can have on the defense is just absolutely insane. And I feel like the priority for the side of Team Liquid is not going to be in the mid position. Instead, it is going to be around that entrance B area going into spawn as they fight for control.
I agree. It's all about fighting on the sites for Team Liquid. They have that scrappy play style, but they're very good at trading up close and personal. And that's where we've seen Stallions slipping in these very aggressive, fast fights up close, which is a bit untraditional for them because you look at their previous matches, they were very good in the aggressive fights.
Yeah, and I mean, if why especially can be activated, maybe they can enable themselves to kind of cancel out those initial plays that Stallions like to do for the sake of map control, maybe on the underside of tower. Maybe we're going to see it in B. And I would like to see some action on long A as well, because we do not see too much action there. But if it does, then that pressure might be too much for Stallions.
Going back to Danimals, I know he was underperforming on map number 3, but they still get the win, being the IGL himself. But man, if he can IGL and slay out in New Compounds, Stallions might not have a chance.
Yeah, they just need that extra little feel safe going into this one, because if you want a third map in a series against Stallions, it's going to take your entire team bringing their A game, and that's where I'm not 100% sure Liquid is there just yet.
One of the good things, though, we've just witnessed Stallions walk in, and they still have some smiles on their faces. That's what they're known for. As long as they're smiling, there's always a chance.
Of course, as long as the vibes are right for the side of Team Stallions, as long as they are having fun on stage, that is what is important, because the moment that they tilt, that is where the match can be lost.
Yeah, they've got to keep the composure here. This is a very crucial one, especially because they're going to have to do it 2 maps in a row now as well. But the vibes have always been good with this team. We've seen them do it so many times in this tournament already, where it feels like they have a bit of a rough start, but this team knows how to claw back when it matters most.
And speaking of no, do the Team Liquid, do they focus him once again? They did so in the last map. They shut him down despite a high kill count. No, just couldn't get the ball rolling.
Yeah, I think the style is just going to do it itself, right? I feel like New Compound is going to be very difficult for No, especially knowing that he's going to be the second guy in for the team. He has to really play out of his mind.
It's going to be a rough map 4, but will it be a rough one for the Stallions or Team Liquid? Team Liquid now put themselves 1 map away from entering Grand Finals. The Brazilian fans are looking forward to this one. Can Team Liquid get their team over the line, or will Stallions extend the series, go to a Game 5? Maybe we'll see Port. At the end of the day, it's up to the competitors to decide. Let's go to the casters to get New Compound started.
Thank you very much, guys. We're getting ready for map number 4. New Compound, always a treat, as the Vamoses have already begun here on the side of Team Liquid, just hoping that they can get across the line. They're 1 step away from meeting Baisha in the finals, as both of these teams are fighting for that last spot in our finals, which will be played tomorrow. It's going to be a joy to watch that and the 3rd place match as well. Stallions, as our desk talked about, they're never out, even though this feels a little bit down and out with the map pool being it the way it is, and New Compound and Sneaky talking about how No might struggle on this map. Can never count them out. They just somehow make it happen at times, and Team Liquid, though, have been super strong today. They win a couple of close maps, and it might just be enough to get them across the line.
Yeah, and it kind of goes back to that other point too about like a team that's like in the deficit now, right? Where Stallions, they've proven that they can make a comeback, and this is where they realize, okay, look, if we don't find this map, then we're done. Our tournament lives are over. A team that has been able to push the boundaries of tournament life. So this is where I do kind of feel like Stallions still have it in them, right? I mean, we were talking about it ain't over yet, and I definitely feel like for these guys, like it might just be a bit of a wake, or a rude awakening, I should say, just because now they're like, all right, we got to give it all. Like, we cannot hold back anymore. I feel like obviously they were doing that, but you got to find that extra 10, 15% that you got to push just to continue on and not be done yet in this best of 5.
Yeah, it could be a good amount of, positive pressure for them to try to just really force that 5th map, which we are absolutely expecting, even though we do have TL in the lead here going into this New Compound. As we do have the Stallions taking their time with this one, they're going to go for the long A play that Sneaky wanted to see. As Danimal's going to go down here. They get that kill. As No picks it up. A lot of damage done by him. But they're able to back away and go for a reset. It's probably going to look mid to B, you would imagine at this point.
Yeah, I would almost think so. And that actually would be the best read in the world from these guys too, right? Because look at Liquid. They're completely grouped up in this A site. But, oh, they're just going to do it. Oh, no. They went through the funnel. They're going to continue going through it. So now they're going to try to press through the boundary of this. But, okay, no, still finds himself some kills. Goken can't get it done. Oh, my goodness. We're talking a quad kill. No's putting himself in another ace territory, but KLB will take it. But it doesn't matter. It gets him around.
Yeah, the B site was open as we could see, but I guess, maybe they were expecting that Team Liquid would rotate actually over to B, but Team Liquid had a good read as they expected the push to come into A, and it really just came down to a straight up, brute force firefight through smoke, and it looks good for TL at the start, but I think after that initial play happened right outside the main door, we saw that they were all looking at long. They were just expecting a bit more pressure from long, and they were just not ready for the rest of the guys to pour in through the front door. And obviously, No had to hit some big shots on top of it all, but when does he not have to do that? So Stallions start off very nicely here on new compounds. Bit of a slower pace to start off with. I'm curious to see how they're going to mix it up.
Well, it's just funny, too, how, Sneaky was saying, and I don't disagree with him, but he's like, No might struggle on this. And then he gets a quad kill. It's like, this guy don't stop, apparently, right? This guy's just a menace in the server. So that's the thing. If he can put up any sort of, extra 5, 10, 15% more than what he's been able to do so far in this series, it might just be the, the difference maker of them pushing this to a 5-map affair. But we'll have to wait and see. That is only one round in, but can't help but get excited, right? This is where it just, Stallions, like I talked about, they're powering up. This is what they do.
Yep. Slow and steady wins the race for them. In the place of No, though, he did go straight into mid with essentially nothing except the smoke and almost get a kill through the smoke onto Goken. So he's starting off pretty nicely, and they've identified that Danimals is playing this box, and even our desk was talking about how Danimals had kind of a slow map 3. So sometimes you can do that where it's like, well, we want to target this one guy. We got the first kill from the last round. Maybe we just go for him again. They don't get the kill this time, though. Danimals is going to stay alive. Y is not ready for the push, even though you got to be in that position. And now Danimals in the corner, not able to get that done. And No picks up another kill. They do get this A site essentially for free. Only losing Loy. Nice shot here from Adrian. And you see 7-7's taking pot shots at No, who's just going to play around the pillar.
Yeah, and again, they're just kind of waiting things out. They time on to 7-7, so now it's for Adrian here on the 1-on-2. This is where Stallions, I feel like they just need to reset this. They're still trying to fight. They have one person on the top position, one person on the low, and they make it work. So, it's pretty risky, but that is just how their team is. They're bold. They're fierce. There is no fear on this team. They just go for it, right? So that's what makes them so unpredictable in a way, too, because you would think in a classic setup, you're a team's just going to play more passive. I can kind of push in that room. I can get a little bit of something to work with. No, Stallions will get in your face and make it a problem. So 2 convincing rounds go here for the Stallions. But now Y's trying to make something happen. I think this could be an issue because he's missing these shots. He's not getting fed them yet. He finally gets something with 1, but it's quickly back here from Stallions being able to find themselves 2 kills. And this mid control from Liquid, it's a light approach, but he does something. It makes a little bit of a dent.
Yeah, I think if this does go to a map 5, maybe Sneaky should say that No's going to struggle on port as well. Because it seems to be working out really well in terms of getting No on the scoreboard, because 7-0 in 3 rounds, and the round isn't even over. It's pretty good, I'd say.
Yeah, exactly. No, and Sneaky's right. His analysis was correct. I get it. It's just funny. I'm like, man, he's it's like the caster curse where it's the opposite now. And No's
caster blessing.
Yeah, the blessing. That's exactly it, right? And No's just no, I'm going to pop off, actually. I'm just going to go nuts.
What?
And these guys are hitting shots. This is the thing. Duel like that, Adrian goes down. That's just even more of an advantage now. So look at this defense. Look at how they have to set this up. And I don't blame them. I almost would love to see where they double stack a B site and just kind of retake A, but I feel like it's too far gone. They have to play this now.
Yeah, a little bit of lack of time, you could say, to kind of group up at this point. So maybe Goken goes for the clutch in this case in the 1v3 as they're just going to push in through long. They don't have any idea that he's here, but they do find him as Gokin, you know, he's not going to be able to cover both doors. So at the end of the day, this is what happens when you split up like this. And they both had snipers as well. So pretty rough spot for TL.
Yeah.
We might be looking at a 3-0 start here for Stallions, which is gigantic at this point. As maybe I cursed them. 7-7 comes in, gets the first shot. Still some work to do as he does go up into heaven. He's looking to rain down on them. Doesn't know where they are at. Tries to get the pistol kill. Not going to happen as No picks up his 8th of the 3 rounds. And that'll be the timeout.
Yeah, I would imagine Team Liquid are going to call this because I think they need to, because they're not really looking like they have much of fight in them right now. It feels like they're kind of just slugging in this game. And I mean, this is where Stallions, again, they're not doing anything overly creative, right? They're just kind of going for control. They're doubling up. They're just winning these fights. And it feels like almost every single duel, like 9 out of 10 times they're going to win it, right? And it's just the positioning from Liquid's getting a little bit awkward, a little bit weird. So for them, this is a good moment for the coach just to kind of reevaluate their game plan because the current one's not working. I would like to almost see, maybe not immediately now, but I would like to see that mid control being taken a little bit more with like players. We saw there was only 2 that one time. I mean, we typically see teams that commit 3 or 4. That might be a good way for them just to go for some gunfights, but they're going to have to try something a little bit differently. Even maybe B main control would be good. Just fight for some kind of control in the map. You just have to do something where Stallions have to really think about what they want to do in this.
Yeah. I do love how in Crossfire, sometimes you'll see someone just take out a giant stack of paper and be like, all right, here we go. Let's, okay, we're going default 3. It's like, it's like an NFL team or something. Yeah. It's like, all right, this is our setup now. And take the pause. Whatever we were doing is not working. So let's go back to the drawing board. I got my stack of paper here.
Exactly.
And we'll see if the mix-up helps them as the shot started good for 7-7. But eventually you got to push into 2, and they're looking right at him. So not much he could do in that circumstance, but it's still worrying for Team Liquid, where it's like the back and forth of it is Team Liquid win a map, and it's like super close. They win in extra rounds. And then Stallions stomp them on the next one. And then, again, we go to New Mexico. Team Liquid take it eventually in a close one in extra rounds. And now Team Stallions are stomping them, at least early on. It's not over yet, but you got to feel that Team Liquid, they might have that in their heads. And let's see how this is going to go for Stallions as well after this timeout that was called by TL. A lot of nades in the mid, trying to read this pressure. And actually, Y is there. They just did not expect him there after all of the nades were thrown in.
Yeah, it's a bit of an awkward angle, right? Because typically you see a player just kind of hugging that wall or like just a little bit off that wall, but he was wide open, right? So very much a timing thing where it's good positioning from Y, being able to find something, takes down No. So that guy that's, been just running around, going on a rampage, finally gets humbled just a little bit. So now Stallions, we'll see what they can do without him. This is a big test here for someone like Loy or, maybe even JJ. Like, he's had himself a decent series so far. So we'll have to see who can be able to prevail. But all 4 players grouped up here in Tower. Liquid here with the triple stack in A. So a nice 3-2 split. The GR spawn is open. Like, that is up for grabs. As soon as, Danimals can't see anything, this is something they can make the cross through. And they might want to do it soon. Those smokes are getting in place. And they still have a little bit of utility they can use if they want to for the exec. Well, they're going to switch this up. They might even try to contest for B main control. And Loy's already been able to find himself some really good information, realizing, okay, this might actually be more for free than we thought. So this is a good read right now from Stallions.
Yeah. Adrian here on low health has swapped over to the sniper. And he is able to leg him, but doesn't get the kill. And that's JJ on the entry. Picks up 2 just like that. We got 3 low health members here on the side of Stallions. We got no frag grenades on the side of TL. So this is just going to have to be a clean setup push as KLB's trying to play in mid. He picks up 2 just like that. And Gokin, he has done so much, but he can't do it here in this round. And that is now 4-0 to the side of Stallions, and no tack pause left for TL.
Yeah, I love that, though. Again, the one thing that Stallions are doing so well is they're just waiting for one of those players to just go for like a flank, essentially. You're just trying to catch them on like a, like a 3 or 6 o'clock, right? So this is what I love. Like, we saw that, I think that was what, KLB that just was able to pop through mid, and he's like, oh, hey, look, I'm here. And then Liquid are like, why are you here, right? And then like they just get more disassembled. So it's good work from Stallions. Just, again, these site controls and what they want to do with the real estate that they grab, like they overextend all the time, and it definitely seems like it's panning out well. And Liquid, once again, a round that was looking decent for them. They took down the heavy hitter of No, but then you had someone like, JJ that was able to find himself that 2-piece. Yeah, entry was huge, and now it's Danimals. He's going to pull on back from this. He has a bit of a noise cue that these guys are trying to contest for long. Not the guy that wants to go for the fight. Instead, will join his comrades. The right play to do here. Stallions, they don't fall for it this time. This time they're going to regroup.
Yeah, I do like it. I mean, it's multiple times now where Stallions, they try to push and pressure into A-long, and it's not a full Camille, of course, unless you're trying to go kind of against the grain and go for something unexpected. But if you can go there and get the pick off like they did in round 1 against Animals and then essentially reset and go for a follow-up push, you're in a fantastic spot. I do think that this map can feel very good for the GR side, but if an initial pick goes to Blacklist, you only have 4 people, it makes the B site much weaker. And it's difficult to get information, especially if you do play this turtley style that we do see very often. As now Danimals tries to poke out. He gets sat down by No. That is not an even matchup right now with the way that No and Danimals are playing. As now a flash here, but they just take over the spawn. It's not looking the right way. Y is going to take him down. Not able to get KLB. And Goken up in the window does get sat by Loy. And it is just 7-7 who has to come in here late once again.
Yeah, now it's just down to him in this tower position or Heaven. I mean, not going to be easy at all. He has to be lights out here with the pistol. He has to jump down, being able to win this fight, and then survive to go against Loy. Loy here just getting the jump spot, so now they know exactly where he is for sure. And look at No, he just goes for the swing.
Well,
short-lived here for 7-7, but man, Stallions, like you said, it feels like they get on these certain maps that they like, and it's just a bulldozer, right? It's a wrecking ball that's come through. Like, we're talking a 5-0, and what have we seen? I think one round that's been very close. Otherwise, I feel like Stallions have taken it with full stride here. So, like, this is, like you said, it's got to be getting in Liquid's head a little bit. Like, especially Danimals calling the shots. He's like, man, I got to figure out what I got to do for the team, because that's where that IGL responsibility is just so high.
Yeah, and they already took that tack pause, and Stallions on sub-base, it makes sense, right? You come in a new compound, it's like, well, I feel like this should be a map that both of these teams should be relatively comfortable on. I don't give Stallions the big lead in terms of comfort on this map, so
no.
I think it's just Stallions' Blacklist side has looked phenomenal, and honestly, TL haven't brought in a whole lot. It feels like they're playing very default. We haven't seen too many mix-ups, and when it comes down to the nitty-gritty, Stallions are hitting the shots a bit better, so just playing a bit better Crossfire at this point. KLB now just trying to maybe dry swing in here. They're not going to expect Adrian this close with that smoke coming in, and the nades as well. Let's see how much value Adrian can get here in the smoke. As the flash comes in, he gets flashed himself, but does get one, and that's 2 as Y gets 1 as well. Loy tries to push in, but Y steps up big time to stop this B push.
Yeah, it's much needed too. I mean, this is where Team Liquid needed something to happen. So, I mean, for them, this could be a good way to get rid of that goose egg. But look, you still have KLP. You still have No alive. No's going to get overwhelmed here. Position's just a little bit off. Danimals has a really nice spot for him. Now he can just pull back. And there we go. The teamwork will make the dream work. Liquid find themselves around. And maybe road to redemption here, Valdez. Maybe, just maybe.
Yeah, I mean, you got to start somewhere with that one. We saw Danimals actually boosted on the door. We've seen that quite a lot, actually, at this tournament, and he's no stranger to it as well. So he just is sitting in the smoke up on top of the door. No pushes past, and it's free pickings for Danimals as they're trying to go for it once again.
That's sick.
I mean, if it's not working for you when you're trying to peek them, just, camp on top of the door. I think that's fine. Like, you got a lot of value just doing that and taking down No. So it's actually going to be Goken who's playing this spot. And this is a risky spot, but not one that Goken is scared of, as the nades are going to fly. He wants to get the one. He will not have it, as Stallions, they are so good at punishing that. And now Danimals is in a bit of an awkward spot, but he's got a smoke to help him out at least. And they're not going to continue pushing just yet.
I think it's a good call, though, right? Like, I mean, I know Goken went down this round, but I do like the fact that Danimals is like, look, I can't hold long A like this. We need to put someone like you, Goken, to hold this. Yes, it doesn't work this round, but I think the theory of this makes a lot more sense. He can fight those long duels. He can get that information. He can get out of there where Danimals is just going to be straight rifling. So I do like that adjustment. I think it makes sense. Danimals is playing a bit of a cheeky angle. So this is a good little bit of a change up. Yes, it hasn't worked technically, but I do think it is the right call. These are those small little adjustments you have to make when things are just not working. So it is a good little bit of a theory crafting from Danimals. But he might have to get out of this position because this is going to be terrible.
Yeah, I mean, if they push long A, which they are, they get the bounce through the window. He's got to drop down now, because now he's just a sitting duck, essentially. He tries to go around. At least he gets the one, but it's still not a good look on the round. And look at where KLP is playing, just in the middle of the map, waiting for the rotations to come in. And there it is. It's a free kill on a 7-7. They know where Adrian is going to be coming from, and maybe he just gets the follow-up. There it is. Nicely done from KLP, and the round looks so easy for Stallions. They take down Goken, and from there, excellent play on long to just pressure. That's not going to be something that Team Liquid expect.
No, exactly. And I think the good thing for Danimals or for Team Liquid, they could try to redo that setup, because Danimals did drop down, so it isn't obvious he was playing there. So they actually could try to contest it, but they actually are going to go for mid. They're going to try to put some aggression into this. Seems like it's a little bit back and forth. Both teams are starting to throw some jabs and some crosses, but it is going to be Stallions, though, that seem to be taking a little bit more of the beating on this one. No's been down to critical HP. You have Loy that's taken some damage. Doesn't seem to matter at this point. So you have Goken alive. You have Danimals alive. But Goken has to be able to find something here with the sniper. He has to make a connection with this TRG quickly. Danimals, though, is getting active in B main, so he's going to get a ton of information. I don't know if it's worth it for him to push all the way through. It looks like he might even debate this. Goken, I like that he's anchoring. I was going to say that might be just a bit too careless for me. I'm thinking just if he could stay alive, get any sort of noise cues or anything that would have helped. But now Goken has to just be lights out.
Yeah, and I keep saying that he can be good in these spots, but he hasn't been today in like 1v3s, and it's a lot to expect, obviously.
And this is a bait.
Okay.
That's honestly, I like it though, because what Bill was doing is he's just going in. He's like, hey, even if I die, you know exactly where he is. Go to the opposite, right? So he was just clearing, and then he wins it, which is more ridiculous, right? But it's just like from Stallions, they're just like, okay, yeah, sacrificial lamb, we'll be fine. And unfortunately for Goken, yeah, like you said, unfortunately, he's just not showing his impact that what we saw in map 1 and 2, right? Or map 1 and 3, I should say, sorry. But yeah, it seems like it's a little bit more quiet on this one.
Yeah, the whole team has been, it hasn't been a good look from Team Liquid on this map specifically so far. 7-1, giving Stallions 7 blacklist side wins is a bit too much, I'd say. So unless TL have something insane for the next half, I don't see them having much luck on this one, as Goken's going to start off with a couple, as Adrian will as well. KLP does get that kill with the pistol back, so at least he's able to do that. And now the 1v2, and you got a sniper. I mean, there is a chance for KLP. It's obviously not an easy spot, though, as our snipers have been put into many of a wonky spots.
Yeah. And I feel like KLP, like, he can be clutch, but he's not the guy that I would put like as the clutch player on this team, in my opinion. Like he can definitely have his moments, but we'll see. This is a good play from Liquid, though, doubling up like this, because it makes the most sense, right? Because if they would have gone double stack A and they have to retake it, could still be fine with numbers, but why make it harder for yourself? Just go in the more difficult site. KLP, is he going to overcook here too? Oh, he's going to overcook.
It is a Stallions player, so
yeah, they overcook a lot.
It could be any of them.
It could be any of them.
This time it's KLP. But now, I mean, he gets into the A site, he's going to get a lot of information that they're not here. Yeah. And this is a site where you can plant for playing sniper very well. So he's going to do exactly that. He's going to back off in the mid. And if he gets, well, okay, now he's pushing them. They're going to come around the corner. He gets the shot, and he backs away. This is KLP's moment. As we get the big zoom in onto him, and there it is!
My.
He does not miss those. Stallions 8-1 off of the back of a clutch of KLP.
Oh man, I'm already like, I just pulled the caster's blessing. I was like, yeah, he doesn't clutch much. Yeah, whatever. And then look at him. That was beautiful. He goes for the fight, right? Like I kind of heard the emphasis in your voice. So you're like, he's pushing. I'm like, yeah, he's gonna try, right? And I mean, it's not a bad play because he goes for that duel, and then that counter flash was great. He was able to just reposition perfectly. It did land. Wow, what a dominant first half. I don't think we've had that one as dominant. I know the first, sub base was close, like 10-2 that way, where like it's a close contender for domination, but I don't know, an 8-1 lead. I don't think we've seen that yet. So that's not in this series at least, but man, it's that is a statement to make. And they got some gas in the tank.
Yeah, they absolutely do. I mean, this is getting very one-sided. TL, we saw that they were able to get back to the drawing board and win on New Mexico. But again, it was like so difficult. Like Stallions always make it so difficult for any team that they play against. And yeah, I think if you're TL, give it your best shot here on New Compound. Have to go for a reset as Adrian is going to push through damage from the tower. And, I really wanted to see more of TL's Blacklist sign on this map. I was very curious, but just might not get to see much as the flashes come in. As there's the counter, and it's perfect for No to just pop out and mow them down. Boy, not going to get the kill, but it will be KLP to follow up. It's 9 here for Stallions. And do we just have them 10-1 then?
I would love it. I would love it, honestly. No
crazy.
Disrespect to Liquid, but I think just the fact of Stallions being able to push this to a map 5, what we all were predicting anyways, we were wondering if this was going to be like grueling games, like they're going to go like those 13-10s or 13-12s or whatever. But the fact that, like you said, 13-11 the first, 10-2 the second, 13-10 the third, now we have a conversation of a 10-1. Man, that that's going to be tilting for Liquid. And even better for Stallions, because imagine that momentum just built from this and like that confidence these guys have. You can't even give them more confidence. Like, you know what I mean? That's over the charts.
Yeah.
That's just scary. That's a scary sighting.
Yeah, we talked a lot about the map scoreline so far. No does put up the 15-4 so far, so a chance for him to end up with something like a 4 KD or close to it if he doesn't go down in this round. And he has been supported by his teammates as well. This is a team effort this time, as maybe he goes down here, already taking a bunch of chip, and Y's going to start it off with the first kill onto him. And there's a second one. Y going big. He does get traded out as KLB getting so much value. What is happening? 2 snipes and a pistol kill. As KLP is right there for the help, and now Danimals, it's so obvious where he's going to be playing. They just peek him. The bomb's on the ground. And there it is, KLP swinging by the 10-1 victory for Stallions. And we will have our map 5, as was predicted. Not a big surprise here.
Honestly, I love it. I love the fact that these guys come in. They're already down the maps. We were maybe having the conversation of Liquid being able to close things out. But Stallions stay alive. They put up a masterclass performance on this map. Now the difficult task is here. We talk about Port. That's the last map we go. Liquid have played this so far in the tournament. They were able to have themselves a pretty good sighting on this before, but I mean, that was a very different team that they played against. So we'll have to see what Stallions have been able to pick up and watching the demos and the replays and everything. And I'm more excited for this. Stallions have proven that they are such a championship level team.
Unbelievable stuff from them. We are going to have our map 5 in just a moment. Don't go anywhere.
What an unbelievable development as Stallions managed to clutch up and tie up the series. We go to a game 5. But really, we always knew it was going to go to a game 5 between these two, right? Because they've got history from the past couple of days. They played each other on B Stream. It went to game 3 back when it was a best of 3. Now that we moved to a best of 5, we knew it was going all the way. However, What a comeback to lose so narrowly on New Mexico 13-10 to then come back for the Stallions and beat them on new compound 10-11. Talk about a regain.
Yeah, and I was really expecting Team Liquid to be a bit more proactive when it comes to this map. You know, a lot more fights towards long A, a lot more fights towards mid, but it seems like they kind of took the turtle strat a bit too seriously. And it seems like it was just a full-on flood from the side of Team Stallions. They were just walking all over the place.
Yeah, honestly, we've got to be critical of those key riflers. We've seen very hot and cold throughout this matchup from Team Liquid so far. Danimal, out of the 4 maps, continuing to underperform a bit here in map 4 as well. But we also have an interesting pattern we're starting to see in this series. You have one very close game followed by Stallions having a dominating performance in the second map. You saw that on 3 and 4 here as well. But that kind of scares me because if the pattern repeats itself, it means Liquid could win a close map in map 5.
Yeah, and it kind of can go in that direction, right? Especially in a map of Port, you are going to be wanting redemption if you're on the side of Team Liquid. And, you know, that is the time to do so, especially if you're Goken right now, who went 6 and 10 in the set summer.
It's amazing that Y was even able to squeeze out 11 kills despite the scoreline being 10-1. KLB doing a great job alongside that of KLP, 14 and 12. No, consistent as ever. Loy and JJ a bit lower, but then again, does it really matter when it went 10-1?
Yeah, definitely not at this point. I mean, Stallions, that was just a steamroller in action that we saw. And if they can play that way, just 2 maps in a row, this series is definitely theirs. But like Sneaky's been hinting at, Port is a bit of a dangerous game to play against a team like Team Liquid. This is one of their best maps.
Yeah, I mean, Team Liquid, of course, still a very, very big threat coming into this map number 5. And really, they should not take it lightly. In all honesty, we've seen multiple highlights from Goken against Filipino teams, to be specific, on this map, so they really need to tread carefully.
But at this point, stamina becomes a real thing. I mean, these guys have been battling hard. It's not like it's just been, oh, we're going to game 5. No, for the past, hour and a half, 2 hours, they've been going at it as hard as they possibly could and giving it their all, right? I mean, when we talk stamina, what are we talking about here? We're talking about a long series, constantly engaged, constantly doing your best. I mean, Kyle, even the best in the world sometimes get tired and fatigued.
Yeah, I mean, it feels like right now, out of these 10 players, the only one we haven't seen really take their foot off the gas is No. And I think that's going to be key in this final matchup. We saw it there in the 4th map. Even Goken can have his off games, but No is always there for the Stallions. And that's the problem they really have to be ready to deal with in map 5, because you know he's still coming with that energy.
Yeah, Coach Tanks as well. We got to give him credit where credit is due. Always behind them, always helping them out. And most importantly, helping them regain. It's not easy to lose a 13-10. It's not easy to lose, for example, at 13-11 like they did in map number 1. Yet somehow, some way, map 2, map 4, they come back in a big way.
Yeah, I just know that Tanks gave them that philosophical speech right before game number 4, and they're like, hey guys, we lost 13-11 in this game, but you know, where it's hard, it is also fun to play the game. And of course, once again, fun is the way to go for the side of Team Stallions. And it seems like they had a lot of fun when it came to new compound. So hopefully the vibes have bounced back by the time that we reached map number 5.
Well, Stallions, Team Liquid, they're for sure fighting as hard as they possibly can. Game 5. That's what it comes down to, either to move on or play for 3rd place. I know which one they would rather do. Either way, for Game 5, it's going to be Port coming up very shortly. What a crazy turn of events. Again, going to Game 5, going to Port. It's going to be a fight for sure between these 2 great teams from different regions, one from Brazil, the other from the Philippines. But when we talk Brazil, right, being in the grand finals, this would be the first time since 2024, lifting the trophy since the first time since 2019. There's a long history when it comes to the regional debates of who is the best region when it comes to Crossfire. Undeniably, it's been China. But when it comes to Brazil and the Philippines, they're doing their best to change the narrative. And we've got 2 of the best ready to sit or punch their ticket into the grand finals to play against Baisha.
Yeah, and of course, Baisha is going to be ready and waiting for the grand finals. They're probably watching this one with a magnifying glass, right? Especially considering how good Team Liquid is when it comes to their macro, when it comes to that push-pull kind of offense that we do see from time to time. And it seems like this will be a good match either way.
As Team Liquid goes to the stage, I noticed their coach was leading the charge, right? Getting his players behind him. He got a piece of paper. He's clearly taking his notes, doing his homework, and he's going to need to, for sure, going into the final map.
Yeah, I mean, especially after the series they're having, you've got to give feedback throughout here because they've had the coldest maps we've seen in this. Every map has either been a Stallions massive win or a very, very close nail biter that Team Liquid is barely scraping by with. So you've got to really study those key moments and figure out how to adjust on the fly. And that's where the coaches really matter here.
But even still, despite Team Liquid only getting nail biter wins against Stallions, they're wins nonetheless.
Yeah, they're still wins at the end of the day, and especially knowing that the liquid wins are heartbreakers for the side of Team Stallion. So if they know that if they go the distance in this map of Port, it still could be a dangerous game for them.
So as we head into Port, you guys have been saying it's going to be tough for Stallions. What does Team Liquid do so well that Stallions might have to fend off against?
I think the hardest part is really going to be the sniper game here. Goken is very mobile on this map. He can play that A-top angle. He can take the bridge peaks on Port, but he can also solo anchor the B bomb site. So he's going to be very present across this entire map, and they've got to be ready to deal with that.
So if Goken's such a problem, then who from Stallions needs to deal with him?
I feel like it's the entirety of Stallions, not going to lie. KLP will have a lot of responsibility to go for these opening snipes, but at the same time, especially in that top A area, it has to be the full force of Stallions pushing into the sniper, and if they cannot do that, they're going to drown in the map of Port.
Lloyd was just on your screen again, shooting bodies. He's been unrelenting throughout the 4 maps, and he's going to need to bring that energy to keep Stallions at an all-time high. You don't want to leave this stage knowing you narrowly lost, but that's what's up for grabs when it comes to both of these rosters, and they're going to be fighting hard. The fans have been wonderful on both sides, right? For Team Liquid, they've been cheering every single kill, every clutch, every single win. Of course, on the side of the Stallions, they also have that support. They're a family after all, but it's not going to be easy for Goken. Can he get shut down? Or will he be the star-studded player that we know he can be to lead Team Liquid to victory? It's Stallions versus Team Liquid. It comes down to this. It comes down to one more map onto Port. Will it be TL? Will it be Stallions? Let's find out.
Thank you very much, guys. We are getting ready for map number 5, the decider who gets to play up against Baisha in the finals and who will have to settle for the 3rd, 4th place match. It all comes down to this, as he just said. And this is a map where we're expecting strength from TL for sure, but Stallions start on the GR side, which is certainly the favored side on this map.
Yeah, no question about it. I mean, this is the thing. Like, the desk did a great job talking about all the odds are against Stallions right now on a map like this. Team Liquid definitely have proven their track record on this, but being on that GR side might just be something of a winning factor for the Stallions. At least something in motion. We'll have to find out. Everything down to this, the semifinals into the map number 5. So our predictions have gone somewhat true. But I'm just wondering if, for Stallion's sake, if that 10-1 victory really did just kind of create a big opening for him and maybe got in the head of Liquid. We'll have to wait and see. This is the biggest question mark to me about how does Liquid, bounce back into a game like this from a beating like that.
Yeah, well, I mean, they had to deal with a similar feeling from sub-base, and they were able to bounce back on New Mexico. So with the amount of veterans they have in here, I really think they can handle it. But let's see, as here comes the aggression on the B site. Those shots not ringing true for KLB, and they do make their way in. He is going to drop down. Now here come the reinforcements, and Danimals this time is the one putting up the score, and he is going to get so much damage done to the entirety of the Stallions roster. KLB trying to swing around the left side. He's going to pick up one. Now the spam not really lining up as KLP alive still, but Goken takes him down as he jumps up onto the boxes. And once again, TL will start strong on the map.
Yeah, look at the passion there, too, from Team Liquid. Just trying to get everything fired up. They need to just making sure they have enough here for this last map. But that was a great take from them, right? I mean, it seemed like they went for the execute, just waited a few seconds, and then again, they were just able to just get a ton of control on that bomb site. So really good from them. Stallions, they were trying to expect these fights a little bit quicker. So you tell the positioning from Stallions started getting a little bit more scrambled, if you will. So good take from Team Liquid. Clean and easy round. Like nothing too much complexity on that one. But we'll see what Team Liquid want to do with this. Now they're going to try to group up through mid. Now they'll try to go for no. They actually do take him down very early. So that's an important kill. So Adrian being able to find some good impact. Really good utility once again. Being able to connect a ton of damage. So Liquid have actually just been eaten alive here by some of the HP. And now Gokin, like, look at his HP. He's down to the red again.
Yeah, I mean, if you're going to show that much presence in mid and go immediately over to A, like, they're going to know, right? As the nades come in, Gokin thought about it. He peaked for just a moment, but he's already quite low. And we do still have a couple of guys in that A connector. I mean, they could try to pop out, but the issue is, if there's somebody, JJ in this case, who's kind of looking right down the middle, he's going to see if they try to rotate out of this. And then you've got the guy up on top of A, who's always the most difficult player to root out here. So they're just going to have to go for it. As KLP is up here, we'll see how he deals with the pressure. He's not going to hit the shot, but immediately they know he's coming in, and JJ's taking pot shots right through the middle, as you would expect. No push to come through just yet, but KLP is so ready for it. As JJ gets another, and he drops down. 7-7 is so low with not much timing, and that is just going to be KLB putting an end to that. So reading the situation very well is Stallions, even after they lost no early.
Yeah, I mean, I really, really like that round, just again, because I was trying to really emphasize the importance of the utility work from Stallions earlier on in this series, where they've been able to showcase some good flashes and some good nade work, but I love the fact they do it, because when they threw all those nades onto short like that, you could see that JJ was just going for the swing. He's like, I think we might have done some damage. Obviously, they don't have full intel of that, but they had a pretty good inkling. So it's good to see. And then they capitalized on that opportunity. So great job from Stallions being able to bounce back immediately, not allowing Liquid to have any sort of, compounding building of this, right? Because again, if Liquid would have been able to find two, Stallions may be feeling a little bit more of that pressure, Liquid getting a little bit more confident. B site's going to be open. Stallions do actually give it up. So it's going to be a 5-on-5 retake scenario. And surely not JJ is going to go for this by himself. Surely not JJ. Okay, KLB is going to be able to find that kill. So now, look at this, the B warehouse, everybody's here for the party. Everybody's ready. They're just going to kick down the door. It's all about why. He has to be the bouncer. He has to be the guy that says no. And that smoke is going to be problematic. They have to go through this blind. This is a bad issue, but it doesn't even seem to matter. But now all of a sudden, this thing has turned to the 1v1. KLP has to be lights out. He has to do something big. And who other than KLP to put up another clutch?
Just a gigantic shot there from him, as he, it's been a slow and steady day for KLP, but as the day has come along, his new compound was insane, and now starting off with that. Really like that retake there, just playing off of the entry man who takes the bullets, even through the smoke. Just the immediate follow-up for KLP to get the snipe down. And then, of course, the follow-up, the push that did come in onto the site was fantastic. Stallions playing this one very measured, even though Team Liquid have already gotten some decent spots early on onto port, especially from the Blacklist side. It's not looking so bad for TL, but they only have one round to show for it. So I'm curious where they go from here, as now it's Stallions' turn to actually push up a little bit here. A connector, and TL have felt this pressure and are waiting, sitting back for now.
Yeah, but again, it's good pressure, like you said, from Stallions. The fact that they're kind of pushed up like this is huge, because again, Team Liquid have to be very careful about their next move. Do they expect to see a double player stack like this? You have no in the lower corridor. You have his teammate right above him. So this is a really nice little bit of a cheeky double. Should be able to find this kill. He does. That's the bomb drop. There's Loy, right? That's exactly what you want. And then you also have JJ just going for a swing on his own. So, Liquid just read like a book. And Stallions seem to be the chapter ahead on it right now. But you have Danimals alive. You still have Gokin alive here too. Full utility belts for both these guys. So maybe they can make work of something. But that C4 is dropped. They don't have control of it. That might be an issue. Stallions are going to allow that control for them if they want to get it back.
Yeah. They do expend a smoke still just to make sure, because, there's always guys looking right down the middle of the map. Gokin trying to help out from the top here. Did he spot him?
I don't think so.
I don't think so, yeah.
He just missed it.
He keeps on
I know, they're toying with us here.
Is he? No, okay. Well, looks like maybe just go A connector to A once again. Stallions dealt with this easily last time, and they had, fewer members. And TL had, an extra guy. So I would expect them to be able to stop, especially 20 seconds left. Well, Danimals, nice start here. And again, really not a lot of time. But Lloyd trying to play counter here on a Goku who drops down, not going to hit the shot though. And now Danimals just gets overloaded. Not much he could do as Lloyd has been all about the BM after the round. He just loves to do that. And Stallions, 3 rounds now in a row from the Global Risk side. Obviously looking very strong from this side, and this is the worrying part because we've all talked about this pattern where, you know, when Stallions win the maps, they win it super one-sidedly. And if you're playing GR side of port first, you can get so many rounds under your belt. And I worry for TL's ability to close it out from that far behind based on what we've seen.
Yeah, no kidding. And I mean, I was thinking about even just for, you know, the winners, you know, for tomorrow for Baisha. I mean, we talked and joked about the coaches with tons of paper. And I was saying, look, like N9 is a guy that has like, he has like a scripture. Like the guy is just reading paper after paper of teams. So I'm wondering what like his notes look like right now. He's probably just like, okay, Liquid do this, Stallions do that. And there's like just so much you have to get. But this is a great round from Liquid. They're able to find 2 opening duels. That at least gives them something to work with. No is trying to contest, but he gets overwhelmed by utility, and the guns start to fire back here from Liquid. They are still within this game, and Stallions are starting to get a bit of a reality check of that. 2 players remaining for them now, but this is, again, putting Stallions in a clutch factor. This is something you can never count them out for, but this is something big. But no, KLP going down, surely this might be a bit too much for Loy. You have to find yourself a 1-on-5, and that's a flawless round. Barely, but it is. Liquid bounce back with something.
Yeah, very nicely done. I do think that, you know, kind of reading the pressure very well of Team Stallions from the GR side. I think that Y is just like standing there. He's like, they're definitely going to peek me. I just know it. He's waiting, and he taps on the head. He gets that first kill. AJ's like, well, I got to try to reswing that. I got to try to get 1 kill back. Now, he didn't necessarily have to, especially from the GR side, but that's just the way this team plays, and I feel like TL had a really good read that they were going to continue to peak, and they got so much value out of just essentially waiting for Stallions to peek them one by one, including No, who went for the 3rd peak, and you saw what happened there. So now this time, Stallions going to play a little bit more passively. They do not play here in the B main area, and that does mean that no initial kills will go to Y this time.
Flashes galore, and there it is. KLB, look at that! It's a massacre! On for the ace. He's just so hungry, but Goken will steal it away from him. But again, KLB's done his job. And Stallions, what a statement to make on a following round that you lost. And the heroics of these guys. Like we said, everybody can have their moment to shine. And they do it here and now so far on the GR side of port. This has got to be getting in Liquid's head. This has got to be more than frustrating at this point.
Yeah, I feel like the scoreline for Port is not that bad for Team Liquid, right? Where they have 2 rounds from the global or from the Blacklist side, and I do feel like over the years teams have figured out how to get more value from the Blacklist side. But I think the timing of the timeout is not bad because they want to stop the ball rolling early, and immediately as that round gets very one-sided, I think this is a good time for GLC to come in and just say, "Hey guys, calm down. It's okay. We're still doing very well. I like what you're doing," and also kind of really hammer in those points where he doesn't feel like they're checking all the boxes. So I think it's a good timing to go for this timeout. Now, the issue is we have seen this where they go for like a timeout around round 5, round 6, where they're behind, and then the map goes away from them, and then they don't have a timeout. So
yeah,
this might be the final stand for Team Liquid if they don't get something going.
Yeah, they have to get it here and now, right? I mean, this is where we talk a lot about the stats and when you have those timeouts being called and just the importance of being able to win that round following it. It just feels like it pans out well for you, right? You're like, okay, that conversation was good. Now we move forward. Now we can, be on the positive end of this, but we'll have to see, right? Last time out for the tournament lives here for Liquid. But what a beautiful hole. I love this replay. KLB just such a monster, right? I mean, this is where, he can be like such a strong anchor in these sites, like on the GR sides, like we talk about him, like on sub base and what he's able to do. This time he gets the rifle out and he just mows them down. So we'll see. We'll see what Liquid have in store for us. So they have to now look like they're planning for maybe even an A hit or a potential A little bit of an impact, but you have to worry about KLP. He does have that TRG. He's propped. Like, just ready to go on the top, waiting for it. Nades galore. Oh, they're getting space now, Valdez.
Yeah, they push in, and I like this. I don't think KLP has been the best up top. He's been good in other scenarios, but they are trying to pressure him now, and I love this. KLP only able to get the one, and Danimals goes up top. They are take them down, and it is a fantastic read from TL to pressure this A site. That is exactly what they needed to stay in this map.
Yeah, that was great, and I do agree with you. I think that KLP, like, despite his efforts, what he's been able to bring in this best of 5 and what he's been able to do in this map too, that position in the A tower, it's a ton of responsibility, right? I mean, you're the guy that's like sniping, you're the guy that has to get those kills, you have to stop the aggression, and the fact that he misses the shot, that creates so much space for Liquid, and honestly, that was great capitalization from these guys. So that was a really good read from them, just saying, look, we haven't really contested A, we keep trying to go B, let's go back and do this. So really good work from Team Liquid to be able to bounce back into it. Now Stallions, what do they want to do differently? A one-man army here in B, doubling mid, doubling A. And the last time that we saw Liquid go into the short control like this is where Stallions were just throwing nades everywhere, and it did a ton of damage. So we'll see if this might be a little bit differently here for Team Liquid.
Yeah, absolutely. Let's see what it is going to look like as they have stayed quiet for now. It's been Gokin peeking a little bit from way out and long as the nade does come through, but it's only the one, and now they are going to be raining flashes. The counter flash does come out. It's going to delay this push a little bit, but the nade gets KLP, and they will push through. They have smoke in position. Adrian gets past. And now this is not a half bad spot. We do have the flank coming in, though, as KLB does pick off one, make it two, and right as he flanks in, Lloyd jumps down and cleans it up. That is exactly how you have to play that out. KLB has been having a gigantic port so far.
Yeah, this has been amazing to see, right? Again, there's been so much talk about no this, no that, knows, so sick. He's such a slaughterhouse.
And he still is.
And he still is. Yeah, I'm not even going to take that away from him. But the fact that we get to see, like, Lloyd, we get to see KLB. I've been always watching KLB. He's such a good player, but now he's really starting to pop off. This is where he's getting fired up. KLP, unfortunately, on the other end here, not able to find as much impact as he wants in these last couple rounds, but Stallions have been able to secure this half regardless of how this last round will go. If they can be able to find a 6, though, what a boost for them to get onto that BL side, right? But Team Liquid still very much up for grabs here. And it's been good calling from Danimals. I don't feel like there's anything that's been improper, really. It's just been some of the duels that have not gone their way.
Yeah, and it's always going to be difficult. I mean, I thought when Adrian got across there and they had the smoke in position and they had taken down KLP from the tower, like, they were in a good spot. But really, it just comes down to KLB's flank timing. If that doesn't come through, he got 2 kills and distracted them and allowed Loy to essentially jump down. So a very close round that could have gone TL's way, but some heroics essentially, as Noah's like, I'm pretty low now, so maybe I get an opportunity here with the TRG. He's sitting at 2-7, hasn't had the most fun on this map so far, and he's just going to back off of the play for now. As you see that TL, they got that initial pick on a KLP, but they really want to slow this down in the final round of the half.
Yeah, and Kyle was bringing up that big point about, if he can be able to maintain form, like the way he's been able to through all 4 of these maps, I mean, that could just be the winning recipe for these guys. But look, if people like KLB and Loy and those guys can be able to just kind of help him out, that might just be it as well. Now KLB tested one more time. JJ getting shots fired at him, but he's not going to get hit. Some warning signals, and he does win the fight. Oh, man, that kill feed is loading blue once again here. Danimals does find himself that duel. KLB now, the anchor that's been so proficient, unfortunately cannot figure out this formula. And it is going to be the first half in favor for Stallions with a 5-4, but at least Liquid could work with something going into this GR side.
Yeah, absolutely. I think this is anyone's map from here, and Team Liquid doing a lot of work. It's been tough, right? From this position where they were down a lot of rounds, they had to take a relatively early tack pause, but to get up to 4 from Blacklist is good enough. And now anyone's map from here. Stallions, though, they have been pretty insane from this Blacklist side. I mean, just going back to, I think it was a new compound where they just were able to run over them over and over. Either way, it's been a great time for them on this side. Curious to see how much port practice they've had and how much prep they have for this map, because it is certainly a map that doesn't play like a lot of the other maps we have in the pool, so can be a bit of an outlier. But when you get into a best of 5, like, you're going to have it if you're not going to ban it. So we're going to get a sense of it in just a moment, as Stallions will have to push here. Looks like some mid pressure to start off. They're going to push Adrian off of the bridge. As a nade comes out from him, maybe expecting a fast rotate into connector, but not going for it just yet. Stallions showing a lot of patience.
Yeah, really just kind of, again, figuring out their options and what they want to do with this. So I don't actually mind this at all. Team Liquid probably expecting some kind of, crazy, just full send. They're just going to go into it, but no, not the case at all. Some good amount of discipline here from Team Stallions, but the minute remaining on this, and now this is where, again, you kind of have to get something moving here, right? There's not a ton of real estate they have. I mean, they have this B warehouse control. This might just be the plan of attack. They might even try to do a bit of a 2-and-2 split, or 2-and-3 split, I should say, but I'll have to wait and see. Nade's getting thrown. This is going to block off against Goken, but he still finds the timing on it. That's a big kill. JJ's gone. 7-7 has the full Q. He's here, but he misses the shots. You cannot have that. You cannot have that, Team Liquid. And now it just seems like KLB once again pulls up clutch. Liquid just fall apart when it comes to the fragging department. They just can't get it done. Positions are good, but you got to be able to shoot back.
Yeah, the positions are perfect. I mean, they had every read possible. They saw the push coming into mid. Goken gets the first kill. 7-7 is looking mid. Like, what more do you need? I think we had one kind of guy that flanked in from B very late. I didn't see who that was, so maybe that kind of threw them for a loop. But as you said, they got to hit those shots. That was TL's round to win, in my opinion. They had that first kill. They were very set up. They were just so ready for it, and it didn't seem to matter anyway. Stallions move up to 6 rounds now. Showing a lot of patience and, keeping TL guessing for a while. But, again, I feel like TL, when the push was coming in, they weren't guessing anymore. Like, they had a very good read on what was happening and still not able to lock it in. Stallions, they get across the line, but I wonder how they feel after that round, able to essentially outgun TL to just, force win the round. And that's still going to feel good, but maybe they want to change up their strategy here. We'll have to wait and see, as they are grouping around mid once again.
Minute and 20 remaining now on Stallions. Getting some short A control. And then having the double player in long, so this could be good KLB. But again, he doesn't have the right gun for this, but that nade. Wow, I can't believe Goken actually got dodged by that, but okay, not bad. Couple points for evading, love that. Stallions not able to do any utility damage that they were hoping. But this is the thing. Like, you definitely know for Stallions, like, you're like, okay, Goken's most likely going to be playing A tower. And again, the way he's been playing most of the series, it's like, do we really want to contest that? Do we really want to challenge that? I don't know. There has been moments Goken has missed like really important kills, but again, I do think it's more on the positive note than the negative. But we'll find out here and now. Yeah,
Goken, I mean, this is this map, this spot, this is one of the places where he made his name. Like, this is
the playground, man.
This is his comfort zone. I say that, immediately he misses. But Adrian is right there, and Goken, I guess he didn't miss. Maybe he got a leg or something. As either way, 7-7's over here as well, and this push is being shut down easily. I say that. No, and KLB able to put 1-on-1 together. KLB gets another one, but there's only 10 seconds left.
Yeah, he's got to go.
He's in the 1v2 here, trying to get the kill first. I mean, that's something you got to do, get the one kill and then go for the plant, but pretty dire straits for that side. So TL move up to 5, and they're keeping their hopes alive here from the GR side. That time looking much better in that round.
Yeah, I would have liked if Stallions actually did that a little bit faster, right? I mean, they kind of ran the clock a bit too low because, again, like, I think they made it kind of predictable. As soon as those nades were flying, like, Liquid knew right away. They're like, yeah, this is what they're doing. Like, they're coming to me. They're going to hit this A site. Like, everybody get here now. So if they would have had that extra 10, 20 seconds, I mean, that could have allowed the clutch factor playing in tower to maybe be less less stressful, right? Less antsy, but nonetheless, Liquid respond very well to it. Like you said, Gokin has definitely proven his name in that position. He does do it here with Adrian. So the two of them together do well, but still plenty of rounds to go. And single sniper here for Stallions. Is KLP going to lock it? No has kind of floated the idea of it so far in this game alone, actually, since he's been a little bit more quiet. We have seen him actually put the TRG on his hands too. This time he's going to just rifle up, which again, I think makes the most sense on this BL side. I think you kind of want to just rely on him anyways, being the star rifler he can be. But a little bit of a 1-3-1 setup here from Liquid. This is interesting.
Yeah, they've got a lot of pressure over towards B main and just trying to play point there as Y and essentially funnel them over towards A. And I think it's not a bad idea, especially the way that last round did go, where it's like, okay, we shut this push down. The one in the last round, we just had this same push, and they're doing it again. This time a little bit quicker, as you like. And a bunch of flashes come at the top, but 7-7's ready. There's two snipers looking down this angle. Now, KLP wins against Skoke, and that is huge. KLP gets up top, but 7-7 is still alive, and they were so ready for this once again. It's felt like TL, every round, they've been super ready for the pushes. KLP in the 1v3, rather, is going to have to try to figure this out.
Yeah, like, do you want to play the top position or not? It seems like he will, but that timing is, it's not so bad. They're already creeping up. They're already going to be close on his 6. He's not going to be ready for this. One player's made his spotting. Oh my God, how does he land that? That might be a bit of a misplay. KLP given some kind of a chance again, but unfortunately gives his back, and Danimals has been able to put that dagger in a little bit deeper, and we're back to a tie game, but man, that could have been disastrous.
Yeah, absolutely. I mean, at the end of the day, this is still poor GR side. It is still Team Liquid. And Stallions have had the ability to at least get that one round, but I worry for their chances, especially in this position, as we have another tactical pause. This time from Team Liquid. I thought the last one was from Team Liquid. Maybe...
Yeah, there we go. I was gonna say, where was Team Liquid, right? Like, what's going on?
Wait.
I'm like, hang on. I mean, we're a little tired, but we know what's going on here, right? Like,
this makes sense too, like timing wise.
Yeah, exactly, exactly.
I do think of your tanks watching those last 3 rounds. You're like, yeah, well, we got the one, but this has not been easy pickings for us. And I think those last 2 pushes on A were they were okay at best. I think you can definitely find some other angles to try to play. And I liked that push through mid that they had. I'm not sure they should have won that round, but, you know, I like the idea. And maybe you want to put some more pressure on the B, especially the way that, you know, Team Liquid are setting up right now.
I definitely agree, because again, like, I think Gokin has really made it obvious he's playing A. Like, he's not rotating the sniper, because like some teams, what they like to do is you obviously have your A tower just being contained with the sniper, but there is times where you go, look, let's switch it up, put the double rifles, one below, one on the side, and then float that sniper. But he hasn't been doing that. Like, he's been constantly playing A. I don't know if maybe Tanks made that call to them saying, like, look, they're eventually going to give him up in that position. You guys are going to outfrag them. You guys are going to get control of the site. So I don't know. That's what my speculation is. But I do agree. Like, I feel like B has been a lot more forgiving for these guys. They can definitely prove that they can outduel those guys. You're going rifle to rifle. You don't have to worry about a sniper duel. So we'll see what they want to do.
Yeah, still a lot of time in this one. It's still all tied up 6-6. And even though TL are in their comfort zone, it's still anybody's map. And, you know, if No steps it up a little bit late, like obviously his numbers right now not looking as impressive as every other map we've seen. But we still know that he's got it in him. So potential for him, if he does begin to turn on the jets here a little bit, to make a big resurgence on this map. Better late than never, as I always say. And a big forward position here once again from TL. This has been working out for them, where it's like, if you want to push A, be my guest. Go ahead. But you're not pushing B, not with this setup. And, I mean, there's still ways to enter. Don't get me wrong. Let's see if they do try to challenge this. as already JJ goes down. And from the rosters, Dynamos gets so much value, 7-7 with 2 kills already on the board. They take down Loy. It's only KLP. There's way too much for him to do here.
Yeah, this is a really difficult task. I feel like it is just mission impossible. All of them are going to swing him. There we go. Like, look at, you have 4 players that are right there ready for the fight. So good job from Liquid. Flawless round for them. Take it with some ease. And now they get themselves back into a lead. And I mean, this, like you said, has been a really tough second half for Stallions. They've been able to find 1 round only. It's been the Liquid show, right? I mean, this is where they've been able to slowly and surely get themselves back in this game, now find themselves in a lead. So Stallions have a lot of conversation to have here. They did just burn out their timeout or their tactical. So they have to be very careful and precise what they want to do, because we're in round 14. Things are getting close to that end point.
Yeah, I think it's a rough time for Stallions when it's like our pushes onto A have not looked good. Our pushes into B main have looked worse. So what exactly are we supposed to do in this situation? You can feel kind of helpless, especially after they just had their attack pause, as you were saying. So I don't know how much more I don't know how many other ways they can really switch up what they're doing in this position. Somebody's really going to have to take the reins and call some great stuff to figure it out, because right now, from where I'm sitting, TL look like they might just run away with this map number 5. As it was predicted, I feel like a lot of us made predictions, and they've all kind of along the same route, and I think it's all kind of coming true, as these 2 teams were very closely matched. But if it does go poor, you give that slight edge to TL, and it has looked that way so far, especially with No going down for his 12th death and only 4 kills so far. He has been pretty much absent here, even from the Blacklist side, as at least Y is going to be taken down by Loy somewhere in B main. And they're taking their time with this one. They say, well, if he was there alone, perhaps we got an angle here onto B, and they are correct. This really always has been, you know, the double sniper setup on A, and so they're going to go for it quickly into B. They spam out Danimal from behind the box, and now Adrian here playing on the back of the site. The rotation comes in, but the smokes are already in. On top of 7-7, he's going to try to push it with the pistol, it looks like, as over the top they go, but Adrian's right there to shut it down, picks up a second one, and they have just not been able to clear out the site. JJ gets swinged, and TL get round 8, as they are on a massive tear here from the Global Risk side.
Yeah, and again, just a bit of a positional mistake here from Stallions, right? They knew that Adrian was in pit. They knew they had that threat there and that problem, but they still kind of, again, just peaked enough that he was able to find some duels that he should have never been able to find. So for Stallions, I mean, they got so hyper fixated on that one player on the left-hand side, but again, their positioning just got a little bit questionable, but great work from Team Liquid to be able to respond to that threat. And they neutralize everything in their path. And now, like you said, closer and closer we go, that Liquid might be able to find themselves in a position, in a conversation of going to a grand final in a tournament, something they've been hungry for and desperate for years. So this is something that, again, both these teams just really, really want, but Liquid seem to be the ones that want it more.
Yeah, it's hard to say where we go from here. I think that Stallions have been stopped at every turn by TL. So unless they somehow get a second wind or some kind of miracle is pulled out here, Team Liquid are just in total control. It is going to be Stallions here in the middle of the map. And, you know, the one round where they won was something like this, where, you know, they pushed through mid-smoke and tried to make a play on the bridge. They haven't committed to that just yet, as it really is just No kind of trying to lead the charge here as the entry, and he's just going to dry swing in a mid. Like, that is certainly one way to try to handle this Blacklist side. As, you know, you can collapse so quickly in a mid. It's incredible. And like, everybody on this map can immediately turn to mid, and all 5 guns can be facing.
Yeah.
So that's why I say, like, that's certainly one way you can do it.
Yeah.
Not the best way.
Well, and I feel like even for someone like No, right? Like, I mean, obviously, statistically, this game, he's not playing his best. So, like, I mean, for him, like, to be the first point of entry and just doing something like that, be that entry point, let it happen. Like, let him just go for a fight. Oh, that could be bad. Oh, that could be so bad for Stallions, and it is. Oh, why? Good marksmanship here. And now JJ does something back. And now are they going to realize, okay, Pit exists. Danimal's now trying to make a lot of havoc, and he does. He's just tapping away through the blocks. 7 haps, one easy for timing. He just has to pounce on it, and he does. All of a sudden, it's just down to No, the superstar himself. 16 seconds. He realizes, no, we got to have a conversation. We got to figure this out quickly. And they're just going to let this one go. But Team Liquid now solidifying themselves onto match and series point. 1 round needed, and they go to the grand finals.
It's looking fantastic for them right now. I mean, Team Liquid moving over to GR, and they have looked pretty much lights out. Again, even the 1 round that Stallions got, I was like, TL should have won that round.
Yeah.
Like, this has been all them after the swap. There has been pretty much nothing in the tank left here for the boys on Stallions. Team Liquid are such a strong team from the CFBL, and they look like they are just 1 step away from making it to face off against Baisha and making it back into the finals after such a long drought. And again, we need that miracle. I don't think we're going to see it. Y is right here. No does pick up 1, and they are pushing in up top as Adrian's got the flank, but Loy is watching it. And maybe Stallions get another round here. But 7-7 wants to put an end to that noise, is going to land the snipe. And Danimals has been having a big map here, 17 kills. He being still alive. They're trying to find an angle here to get onto the site. And they're expecting the push. I mean, I don't blame them, especially with finally a little bit of momentum. But that's a couple of kills all of a sudden. KLB, the last man alive, standing up against 2. He gets 1.
For the time.
And yeah, he's just running out of time. KLB's playing it excellently here, and he does get the kill. And Stallions are not done yet. You need to hit number 10 before extra rounds if you want to win.
What a scrappy round for Stallions to win, right? Like, I mean, Liquid just seemed like, again, like another level right now on this map. They almost take that away, but again, from KLB just being able to burn the time as much as he could, that was great. And that little bit of a cheeky swing that he's able to find that 1 kill, that really was, to me, the saving grace. Otherwise, I think that round would have been over if he didn't find that initial duel, because it would have been a 2-on-1. They could have had 1 person go on the defuse right away, 1 person spamming him. So Stallions will survive. 2 needed. We could go to another extra overtime. 3rd one, why not? I would love it.
As was predicted.
As was predicted, yes.
As was written. Yeah.
Oh, man. What a game, though. Like now I'm kind of still wondering if No's just going to do this weird thing. He flicks a switch, and then he's just like, okay, kill mode activated. I'm just going to do what I need to do now. I don't know. Maybe not. Or somebody else, but it's just unfortunate. He's been so amazing all 4 maps, and this is the one, unfortunately, it seems like he really has exerted himself maybe just a bit.
Yeah, and same thing for TL, where it's been really a team effort. You know, everybody has put up big rounds, big maps at differing times. This time it's Danimals, 2 KD in such a close map is just crazy. And I mean, I don't, you know, Stallions got that last round. I'm not a believer. I think TL are still going to take this. I just don't see any way that Stallions have that momentum, but, you know, prove me wrong. I'd love to see it and make it really interesting here.
If Danimals can find these kills, though, like, this is going to be huge, because, again, he's the sole anchor. He's the one guy, one-man army right now. He's waiting for his team. He's staying alive. Stallions have to neutralize him. They have to get rid of this threat. They have to get rid of the problem. They get the plant down, but he's still here. He's still in their territory, but look at that. 1, 2, 3. Absolutely, yes, please. Stallions still have a pulse. They still have some motivation left in them, Valdez. They are not done with this game yet.
I can't believe this is happening. I mean, Stallions were down and out. Like, they were on the floor. The ref was saying 1, 2, 3. Like, the knockout was already in, and he came back from the dead. This is not done yet, I guess. I had given up on them, but Stallions had not. And Team Liquid, like, how do they not close this out from here? They're at 9 rounds. They had so much momentum. It's just 1 round left from GR, and you've given 2 rounds to Stallions from the Blacklist side. this would be the worst way to go into extra rounds for Team Liquid.
It absolutely would. That, like, again, gut-wrenching. Absolutely gut-wrenching. And now it's just down to one round to determine this. Done here and now or overtime. And again, Liquid, this is where you start to shake in the boots, right? I mean, we talk about their event squad. We talk about their experience. Yes, but you've given some room. You've given some inches now, and Stallions are like, okay, hang on. Like, that copium is starting to be real. Like, this is the thing. We'll have to see if they can convert that energy into the positive one here to get this thing done. Danimals looks like he might try to entertain the idea of going towards short, or he might just try to play this top box position, which does have a lot of benefit as well. Oh, this is tense. Like, you can cut it with a knife, man. Like,
I almost don't want to say anything. I'm like, no, I got to do my job. But like, oh,
you just want to watch it.
This is so close. This is so scary. The Stallions have taken their time once again at the beginning. They've done so much spamming into Adrian. Like, they know the angles he's been playing. And it's been him that's held down the middle of the map. But already a decent amount of damage done to 7-7 and Y. 7-7 is not going to matter too much playing that sniper role. And they just won a round on B. I mean, I don't mind this if they can get into B quick. With some big momentum onto the site. It's going to be 7-7 for first contact.
Oh, and it's a 5-man commit, man. Nobody's even waiting. Nobody's lurking. And then you have Y that's kind of sitting close on by here with 7-7. So they got a double setup. Oh, the rotate's already happening. Rotate's already happening. Liquid are ready for this. They've read it. They have full inkling of it. Liquid might be able to just do it here and now. And they might just be able to secure this unless something happens for Stallions. And it's all just down to Loy. One man to do something, but not going to happen. Team Liquid will advance to the grand final.
And you see Daniel saying bye-bye, but that was a very high emotion series as some words still shouted. You know who is calm and cool as a cucumber is Goke, and he's like, yeah, whatever, just making a finals. That's just what